Tonight, guys, we've got Toni Storm and Jamie Hayter fighting. We've got CM Punk versus John Silver. That's going to be a lot of fun, as well as Darby Allin, Jeff Hardy, and the in-ring debut of Danhausen. Guys, this is going to be a fun episode. Stay with me.
God, I just listened to this whole podcast. It was terrible. I feel like my ears are going to bleed.
What'd you say? This is Darby Allin, and you're listening to Give Me a Oh Yeah podcast.
Hello, and a very warm welcome to the Give Me a Oh Yeah Wrestling podcast. My name is Anne, and today I've not got my normal setup, so things are a little bit different. Let me know that everything is clear and you can hear and see me just fine, as well as a creature. Guys, it's awesome to be here. We're about 4 minutes away from Dynamite starting, so thank you so much for joining me. As you know, you guys that join me regular, I was supposed to be camping this week, and it ends up that I'm not. So instead, I'm here streaming for you guys. It should be a hell of a fun show, to be perfectly honest. Let me just check my audio is okay. Oh, it's Todd. Todd can tell me if my audio is okay. Hey, man, how you doing? Lovely to see you. Thank you so much for joining us, dude. Hope you're having a great day, a great week. I am. I'm away at my partner's house. We're heading into London at the weekend to go see a show. Which I've been looking forward to for months, which should be really cool. It's kind of immersive theatre, kind of weird stuff. You wear a mask as an audience member. It is going to be fun. Mikhail's joined us. Well, this is great. This means that the stream's set up and you guys can find it. So thank you, as always, for choosing to watch wrestling with me. It rocks. Thank you so much. Guys, tonight is going to be a hell of a good show. Great. I am awesome. Good to hear that, my dude. And I hear you great. That's good. I'm using my partner's daughter's headphones and microphone. I wasn't sure if this is the best way to do it. Guys, I've got a little bit of an announcement. I think we've got a guest join us on this stream. Dom might be joining us. Dom's not feeling very well. So we'll see how Dom's feeling, and if he can join us, I'm sure he will. But we have Dann Read joining us as well, who's obviously worked a lot with Toni Storm and Jamie Hayter. Some of the matches that you can find on YouTube on Pro Wrestling Eve is available to watch. So he's going to give us his insight into it, which should be really fun. I always find that really sort of dynamic and interesting, hearing it from a wrestling promoter's point of view. So hopefully that'll be happening in the stream. We'll have to see if Dan can join us in a bit. Raymond Hull, yeah, time, Raymond, yeah, baby. Time for the best wrestling on Wednesday nights. Hello, and hello, Raymond. How you doing, my friend? Like I say, Dan should be joining us later, but it's awesome having you all here. And where's the Hull Years People belt? Mate, it is back at my flat. Unfortunately, I don't drag it all the way to here. Man, I've got to keep that belt. I can't let Dom take it, because as soon as Dom takes it, I'm knackered. I won't be able to show you it anymore. And he will take it. I know he will take it. I'm kind of worried about our GM series. I don't know if you've seen the stream of that this week, but Dom fought back playing the long game. But that should be fun. I'm glad you all enjoyed the Hull Year People's belt, man. Hi, Anthony. Nice hair. Thank you so much, Mikhail. I hope you're having a good hair day too, my dear. And I hope Dom's feeling better. Yeah, all our love to Dom, man. All our love to Dom. The Wrestle Story. Hello to the most electrifying show on YouTube. Second most electrifying show on YouTube. That would be your show, Wrestle Story. Are you guys not streaming? You guys are streaming this evening. I've seen that you're streaming this evening. What's going on? Is Mini M all good? And how is Mr. G? Guys, if you haven't supported the Wrestle Story, go and subscribe to them. They're absolutely fantastic. A father and daughter team that do nightly reviews, do a lot of shows that we don't cover. So go and say hello to them. Speaking of people to say hello to, this is another cracking channel. Daily Dan's The Good Stuff. Greetings from South Carolina. Greetings, my dude. How are you doing? Lovely to see you. Hope you're doing well, and thank you for all of your comments on every single video. You friggin' rock, Dan, and you get them comments up. I do appreciate it. I've got purchased waiting to start written on my screen. Check I'm logged in on my pad. It's a bit weird because it's just all a different setup. Purchased and waiting to start. Come on. Let's go. Maven is on right now. Nice, guys. So you can go check out Raven if you want to see a beautiful young girl as opposed to a miserable old man talking about wrestling. And Daily Dan says, hey, I love the punk rock girl. Mini M rocks indeed. Punk rock at its finest. Oh, I'm getting something. Yes, joining the chat room. Cast to something. No, I don't want to cast to. Close. And is that the start of Dynamite? Normally on my screen, it gives me a countdown. There we go. We've got the titles, baby, happening right now. We are live. This is cool. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me and choosing to watch Dynamite with me. That freaking rocks. I didn't think I was going to be here. I am here. Get rid of the chat. It's Wednesday. You know what that means. It's JR's introduction. I do love that. I read a really beautiful tweet from or tweet or message or something that was put up. It was shared on Facebook, and it was John Moxley talking about Brody Lee and the fight that they had when Brody Lee first come into AEW, and Tony Khan. John Moxley went to Tony Khan and said, "We've got like 3 weeks to build up a match." Tony Khan said, "Do you think you could do it with Brody Lee?" And he was like, "Can I do it with Brody Lee? Could do it in my sleep with Brody Lee. So easy to work with." That was a really, really beautiful story, and talking about obviously the sadness of his loss as well, losing Brody Lee. I mean, it affected everyone, not just the sort of obviously people we think he has relationships with. He had a lot of relationships backstage, and anyway, happy at times. Adam Cole, baby, with his red leather jacket on, a leather jacket with red trim. It's nice, man. It's nice. It's sweet, and it's got like its own like embroidered Adam Cole stuff going on. I wonder if that's going to be on Shop AEW, as most things are, I guess. Here we go. Boom! I went to put my hand up to do the boom. That would have been really wrong. That would have been really embarrassing. I'm glad I didn't. Cool, man. Cool. Hope Maven's doing well, man. Hope Maven's doing well. Adam Cole, baby, chants from the crowd. Indeed, the Kingdom of Hearts, the Owen Hart tournament is happening tonight, guys. This is the first match in it, isn't it? Top guys. So we've got Adam Cole versus Dax Harwood. Great stuff. This will be a cracking match. Dax Harwood come out, not coming out with Cash Wheeler. Interesting. Letting him stand by himself. I mean, oh, wow. They've got Martha Hart in. Good for her. Good for her, man. I mean, clearly they've invited her to the event, making sure that she's feeling safe and secure. And she's got a I won't say a dislike. Her husband was one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. And then wrestling is what ended up sort of costing her the person she loved most, life. So to get her at a wrestling event is wonderful, and I hope that this raises awareness for the Owen Hart Foundation, as well as gives her a good time. You know, celebrates the legacy of her husband. It's what we've all wanted to do for years, and we all thought it'd be in WWE. But let's why does it have to be in WWE? Here we go with a lockup straight away. Raymond says, I sure hope they stop passing the hot potato TNT belt around. Hope Sky keeps it a while and he turns face, but I'm guessing he will not, since this group is heel. Interesting, isn't it? I don't know what they're doing. Actually, they seem to be back and forth on whether he's going heel or face. It's interesting. Like they cut a real heel promo at one point, but the proper turned face. So it's weird, and he's wrestling face as well. So it seems like he's face. And Ethan Page and Dan Lambert are now cutting promos as heels. So interesting stuff. Was that on Rampage I saw that promo? Maybe so. I love to see Dax win. Todd, I can agree. Absolutely. We got Danhausen's debut as well tonight. That'll be really fun. Adam Cole going for the pin now. Guys, as we watch a great wrestling match, wouldn't it be great to have someone on here who can talk about the wonderful wrestling that we're seeing on screen? I don't know how much talking he's going to be doing because it's going to be a good match. But I'm sure he'll have a lot to say. I'm sure we'll shut him up somehow. We'll see. It's Dan. Hi, Dan.
Hello. This is a bit, isn't it? This night, like you're talking about great wrestling. We're going to see great wrestling here tonight. This is a bit exciting.
There's some matches on tonight, I believe.
Yeah. There's one or two, and right on the screen right now, it's advertising Toni Storm and Jamie Hayter, a match that I have a lot of interest in for obvious reasons.
Well, tell us about them interest, Dan. Where does that all stem from?
Well, and the fact that, of course, Jamie Hayter and Toni Storm, you may know them from Eve, if you've ever watched any of the Eve. And in fact, the only time up until that tag team match that the two had ever been on opposite sides of the ring against one another was in Eve.
There we go, guys.
Which is crazy to think that no other booker was just like, you know what would be a good match? Toni Storm and Jamie Hayter. Like, how? How is that the case?
And interesting because they've not just fought in Pro Wrestling Eve as singles as well. They had the triple threat with Chris Wolf as well, I believe.
That's correct.
Yeah, there we go.
And it's literally it's just crazy to me that nobody else was just like, yeah, let's do this.
Oh, mate, did you see that tag match on Friday? Of course you did.
So I haven't yet, but don't tell
me. Mate,
them,
it's banging.
Yeah, I know.
It is so good. They did such a good job, man.
Yeah, no, it doesn't surprise. I mean, would you expect anything less, though? Do you know what I mean?
Yes, I mean, without being funny, it's a tag match, and did they give them enough time? But it was absolutely outstanding, and them two were going at it, man. They were going at it.
I expect. I mean, you know, the truth of the matter is, if we're shooting, like, those two have been good mates for years.
Yeah.
And the thing about when you're mates with someone, you know how far you can go, and it's all right if you know what I mean? Like, it's easy. Yeah. Oh, Dax with the Bret Hart tribute again, going into the ropes, but going into the post, but going in the
slide.
Going in with the slide, ribs first. Shades of Bret Hart against Razor Ramon from Royal Rumble 93, as well as several other Bret Hart matches.
Yeah, man.
But that is the most prominent one. In fact, we've seen Dax and Cash in their one-on-one match against each other. Several times in that match, they paid tribute to that Scott Hall, Razor Ramon versus Bret Hart match. There was numerous moments in that match that came from that.
A big match. At what point are we going to see the laces tied to the turnbuckle on the outside of the turnbuckle? Because that was a...
Oh, and then the figure four?
Yeah,
Is that too on the nose, though? That's one of the things where that could be too on the nose.
It might be.
Because everything else has kind of been subtle.
Yeah.
Everything else has kind of been subtle.
Yeah. It's interesting that I go back and watch Bret Hart matches, and I'm like, that is such a heel move, man.
It is, but somehow Bret was able to get away with it as both a baby and a villain. And I think that's because Bret was often when he would do it, he was undersized, you know? So if he did it, he was in an undersized or he was in a blood feud. And in those situations, you can make allowances, but you'd never see Bret Hart do that against, say, the 1-2-3 Kid.
No.
Do you know what I mean? Or Virgil, or any of these babyface matches. He knew, and that was the thing that made Bret Hart. Like, Bret Hart is my all-time favorite wrestler. True story.
Is it really? Right. Okay.
Absolutely, and that's why it's still weird to me that he worked for me. You know, like there's still one of those things that just hasn't quite settled. You know, and he worked for me like 16 years ago.
Right.
So you know, and yet somehow it hasn't. You know, it's still a bit like, wow, that's a bit. But the thing about Bret is he knew his psychology was spot on. I really don't think there's ever been anyone as like, and don't get me wrong, like Shawn Michaels is amazing, but I think the thing is they're both amazing in different ways. So I'm not going to say one's better than the other. But like Bret Hart, for some reason, often was left out of the conversation when we come about greatest of all time. And it's probably because of the era that his career stopped when he was forced to retire. And that's probably the reason, whereas others carried on for a bit longer. But he is legitimately one of the greatest of all time.
I can 100% agree. I mean, he was fantastic. I think it's interesting what you say about. I mean, who is the perfect wrestler? The perfect wrestler is a mutant of different wrestlers all put together. You know,
it's like who's the perfect actor? There is no such thing because no actor can play every role. Yeah, you know? Exactly. And it's all about the role. You know, knowing how to play your role and knowing how to be versatile to play that role within, you know, other, you know, works of fiction. Bret Hart was outstanding in knowing how to play his role with no matter what the fiction is he was given.
100% agree. I'm going to go through some comments, dude. Yeah, I seen that promo. That's why I was saying about Sky. It was very weird. Yeah, it was interesting. It feels like they've changed directions on where they want Dan Lambert and Ethan Page to go with this TNT title. But we'll see where that goes in the future. Who knows? The crowd might stay behind them.
I think the thing there is as simply as they were just getting cheered, and sometimes you just got to roll with it, you know. The bigger heels were Sammy and Ty, and it just was what it was.
I think it's interesting. They've obviously got something planned in the future, so let's see where it goes. Raymond says, "Hi, Danny, the Eve man. I enjoyed the show earlier on Eve. Raymond hanging out at Pro Wrestling Eve. Guys, the links are in the description. Go check them out and go support my dude, Dan. Jeff, Cincinnati brother, lovely to see you, mate. How are you doing? Thank you for joining us, Jeff. How are you doing? Seth Wrestling, hello, welcome. How are you doing? Awesome thumbnail, by the way. Awesome picture. Avatar, I guess it is. My prediction for the man and women Owen Cup Jokers next week is Killer Cross and Scarlet Boudier. Ooh, interesting predictions.
Bordeaux,
sorry. Do you have any predictions, Dan?
For what? For the Jokers?
For the Jokers, yeah. Beautiful run into the ropes there from Dax. Beautiful Irish whip. Again,
yeah, he took again the Bret Hart style. You're just ahead of me.
Am I? I'll just pause it for you.
Just count to 3 and then press play.
Yeah, we'll see how we go.
So
my predictions.
He's on the ground now. Again, that was the Bret Hart, Owen Hart style.
Yeah.
Of taking the turnbuckles.
And the sound that them turnbuckles
sounds like the crowd are chanting for. Are the crowd chanting Owen?
I don't know, but Martha Hart is there.
Yes, I saw.
Which is great.
Isn't that lovely? It was also lovely to see Martha Hart there, but smiling. Martha Hart at a wrestling event and smiling.
Yeah,
that's that's incredible.
Yeah, so important. So important. You guys should know it is a Joker couple for man and woman Owen Cup. My predictions for the Joker couple would be Athena. Beautiful suplex there. Going for the 3. He's going for the 3. Oh, no. Adam Cole, of course, reverses it. And goes for his own set of 3 by the look of it, is he?
Okay, you're still ahead of me.
Okay, and Dax back again. 1, 2, 3.
Another 3 seconds.
Yeah, I've done it.
Sorry, my allergies are kicking my ass today.
Sorry, dude. It's that time of year, I'm afraid, mate.
Yeah. In fact, I might just quickly take myself out, take a Benadryl, and get back on.
No worries, man. No worries. You got to do what you need to do, my friend. See you in a second.
Indeed, you shall. Let me just... I don't know how to do this, actually. How do I do this?
I can remove you. It's not a problem.
Yeah, please.
There you go, mate. Cool. So my predictions for the Joker is going to be Athena. And as the male, I'm thinking Rusev, Miro. Had come back. I think that'd be great. I think he could go on to the finals. But it's interesting. I don't know where they're going to go with the finals. Tonight's going to tell us a lot with Darby Allin versus Jeff Hardy. I kind of feel like they're going to do the Hardys and Sting and Darby at Double or Nothing, but we'll see. Oh, Adam Cole just lifting up on the shoulders of Dax before the slingshot into the bomb, and Dax not getting the pin. The crowd are going crazy behind Dax right now. This is great. It could be Johnny Mundo and Valkyrie. It could be. It absolutely could be, man. Another thumbs up. Had to channel the phone. Thank you so much, Danny. Cheers, my dude. I do appreciate it, mate. Any thumbs up on the video really helps us out. So if you could, it'd be great. Or Chelsea and Matt Cardona. There's another good shout, man. There's another good shout. Seth Wrestling is on it with his wrestling couples right now. Todd says Brett was the best there was. And the best there is, and the best there ever will be. I love him too. Yeah, Todd, he is great. He is a fantastic wrestler. I mean, not my favorite wrestler, but I've got massive respect for him. You know, he's not even in my top 5 actually, but that's just me. You know, I like different things, and that is what wrestling offers, like different things to different people. You know, Damn, would you have Adam Cole ever going for the TNT belt? Just keeping him after AEW belt? I know stories changing because of things happening, but curious about your thoughts on it. Raymond, great question, man. Absolutely. Why not? Why not? It feels like they're giving long title runs for that title, and I don't think that title is in Adam Cole's immediate future, and I'm talking years. He had his opportunity against Adam Page. He lost that opportunity. And 2 count there from Dax. Oh, going for the crossbody. A beautiful crossbody spring off the second rope. Again, shades of Hearts, man. Shade of Hearts. I mean, Dax is a massive Bret and Owen Hart fan, isn't he? And going up for the, I don't know, was it an axe handle, but getting super kicked instead? Dax with the kick out. And the crowd are going mental, man. Yeah, Greg, you count that pin. So yeah, I think the Adam Cole I think he'll get the TMT belt before he gets the main belt, and that's cool. I think they've got plans for the main belt, and I think they should have plans for the main belt. And since Dan left, what's the thoughts on Cole and TNT belt? Yeah, man, there we go. Dan will probably answer it, man, when he gets back. I would say Jonathan Gresham and his wife, Jordan Grace, but she's still with Impact Wrestling. Yeah, well, we kind of saw that with Deonna Purrazzo last week, who obviously lost the Ring of Honor belt to Mercedes Martinez in what was a really good match. Not enough time, though, man. Not enough time. I don't know if you guys have listened to the AEW Unrestricted. Thumbs up if you're ready to come back, Dan. And I'm not getting any thumbs up, so I'll wait there for him. I don't know if you guys have seen the Unrestricted with Mercedes Martinez, but she actually talks about Dan, who we've got on stream with us now, saying how pivotal he's been to her career and women's wrestling. So check it out, man. With a roll up there. No, Dax getting him up, going for the pile driver. Yes, that sit down pile driver. Lovely stuff, man. And a kick out. Man, lovely to see pile drivers back in wrestling. We didn't see him for years. Hassan, welcome. How you doing, mate? Lovely to see you. Hope you're having a great day, mate. Seth Wrestling, bro, imagine if Kevin Owens didn't resign with the WWE and debuted as re-signed with the WWE and debuts as the Joker in the Owen Cup as Kevin Steen. Man, that'd be amazing, wouldn't it? That would be amazing. Kevin Owens, a real talent. Hi, Sassy. Hello, lovely to see you. Have you just finished your food? How are you doing? I'm surprised. I'm streaming tonight as we've got an excellent match going on between Dax and Adam Cole, and he's gone for the sharpshooter, and the crowd are going mental for it. Oh, can we get a tap out on the sharpshooter? Let's see. Guys, I'm going to welcome back my friend, the guest of this stream. It's Dan. Hello, mate. How are you doing?
Hello.
I was just putting you over.
Just press pause again for a couple of seconds, will you?
Not a problem. I was just putting over the Mercedes Martinez interview where she put you over.
Oh, thank you. Yes, Mercedes Martinez. What a deserving Ring of Honor Women's Champion.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she's incredible, absolutely incredible. Just put, like she's one of these people that was like at the forefront, like. When there was no women's wrestling scene, really, there was Mercedes Martinez.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's one of the things, like Mercedes Martinez, she's a protege of people such as Jason Knight and Jazz, you know, and Jason Knight also taught Jazz, Mercedes Martinez is just like me. When I started promoting women's wrestling shows, there was like nobody else. When there was, there's the same thing. And I think there's the kind of like a mutual respect there as well as just the fact that we just get on and we both do our best, and that's the thing. It's just like, she's so good. And I really feel like the Deonna Purrazzo match.
That was a real good 10 count. Sorry.
It was man. Shades. So that was Shade. That is the Kenta Kobashi spot.
Right, that was great.
Kenta Kobashi, Kensuke Sasaki, which if nobody's ever watched, one of the greatest matches of all time. There's the sharpshooter from Adam Cole, and it's really interesting.
Dax had one locked in earlier.
And it's really interesting here how you've got the Bret Owen Hart tribute wrestler against the Shawn Michaels tribute wrestler in this, in this Owen Hart Foundation Cup qualifier.
Yeah.
Great. And he taps. Wow.
Adam Cole is going through.
You know what I love about this?
You have no idea what the final's going to be.
Well, the thing is, there's so much to take away from that tap. Like Adam Cole, the Shawn Michaels tribute wrestler, won. And that sounds like I'm insulting him, and I'm not. That's not. It's just that we know so much is right. He's still Adam Cole. I'm not saying he's trying to imitate. I'm just saying he shows respect for Shawn Michaels in the things that he does. just won with the sharpshooter against a guy that pays tribute and homage to Bret and Owen Hart.
Yeah.
And one way or another, there was going to be a sharpshooter finish. And we got it in that match that way. And I find that I find that to be nice storytelling.
It is, yeah, absolutely.
And of course, right now we've got a Darby Allin, Jeff Hardy promo. And you can't not talk about a modern day Jeff Hardy if there was one in Darby Allin. He's still very much himself.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, you're very right. He's carved his own identity, yet at the same time taken a lot from Jeff Hardy, especially that extreme style. And I know that sounds really corny, but in terms of
it's true. You're right.
He takes the risks like Jeff Hardy has done for years. I just hope Jeff can go, man. I just hope Jeff can go. Last week he seemed a little gassed. Let's see how he does tonight. I think the setting is up for Jeff Hardy and Matt Hardy versus Sting and Darby at the pay-per-view. You've got to get them teams on there. And I don't think you need to do the Young Bucks and the Hardys just yet.
Yeah, I don't know, because of course that does seem to be the direction they're going. Does appear to be Young Bucks and the Hardys, but at the same time, you're absolutely right. They have thrown hints of Darby and Sting against the Hardys as well, and maybe we're going to get a 3-team match or a 4-team match.
Maybe so.
I'd prefer it to be 14 than 3 teams. 3 teams is
just don't work.
Well, it's just hard. It's a lot easier when there's an even number of people.
I mean, personally, I'd just rather have the 2 teams, but I also understand
it's a simpler story.
Young Bucks are but then they did a good job with the last tag team. But also, I just kind of want to see some single tag team matches instead. Like the belt for the last pay-per-view was the triple threat with Red Dragon and Jurassic Express and the Young Bucks. And it seems like
not too much pressure
at the minute
on Darby, because Darby's going to be the youngest in that match by a long way.
Oh, he's healed, Dan.
Oh, sorry. Yes, but they're at Long Island, right?
Yeah.
He's always a heel in Long Island because of the whole MJF
thing. Yeah. Which is why I was like, when they put him against John Silver, I was like, that's perfect.
It is.
That is perfect because
I love the fact that he just remains a heel in Long Island.
Yeah.
And the thing was, though, the fans would actually cheer him. That was a big pop.
And now they're ready to boo him. Punk knows what he's doing. We get the shout out of it's clobbering time. Have we seen that in AEW?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Since day one. But he cut off the music. I wonder. Interesting.
It's to get the crowd reaction. It's to let them know that he's playing heel. It's interesting because everyone come out with that Hangman Adam Page promo going, he's heel now, he's heel. And it's like, I don't think we're getting that. This
is what people don't understand with AEW, man. They don't play it so cookie cutter.
No. I think you might. The big story coming out of Double or Nothing is CM Punk turns heel proper, but I think that's a big thing to come out of that match. And the crowd popping for John Silver with a Dark Order theme. Hi, Sassy. Hey, Ant, who are your top 3 of all time? My top 3. I always say Mick Foley, but I feel like Kenny Omega's taken over that now. So Kenny Omega, maybe Mick Foley, and Macho Man Randy Savage.
Good choices.
Decent top 3.
Yeah, that is a very decent top 3.
Sassy broke away from the Mox room. Yeah, she was stuck in a Mox room, having a good time. No, today was my birthday. Sassy, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Sassy.
Oh, many happy returns. She is, hang on, 26 today. No, she's actually 62 today. Congratulations, Sassy. Many happy returns, love. I believe she's 62.
Happy birthday, Sass.
Happy birthday, love. You guys should interview WWE page indie female wrestler lookalike Lana Austin. We'll see what we can make happen. Subscribe to the channel. And we'll try
where can I see her wrestle?
Let us know.
You'll have to tell me where I can see her wrestle.
There we go. Yeah, because Dan will book her. Dinner was the first.
Mate, you literally watched her wrestle at my show.
Oh,
when you were there.
Oh, did I?
Yeah. Cracking memory. Left an impression.
Garbage. I'm just garbage with names, mate. I got Scarlett Bordeaux's name wrong earlier.
You just got it again. Bordeaux.
Bordeaux. Scarlett Bordeaux, cool.
There you go.
CM Punk.
Aren't you glad I'm here and not Dom?
I mean, no, because Dom would just take the piss as well. It's fine.
Oh,
it's
okay,
fine.
fair.
It's my gimmick, mate. I do it intentionally. Sassy dinner was barbecue chicken, veggies with cheese. Oh, deviled eggs. Sweet potatoes with marshmallows and red velvet cake. Sassy, that sounds like a birthday meal to remember. Happy birthday, love. Everyone put some birthday cakes in chat for Sassy. She deserves it. She's been so good to the channel. CM Punk with a leapfrog over John Silver there. John Silver, obviously, from Long Island as well. Is John Silver from Long Island too, is he? Yeah, which is very intentionally done. Well, as soon as it was announced, I was like... Beautiful. As soon as it was announced, I was like, you guys can't, expect a Hangman's heel turn last week, to be... It's perfect because it's against Dark Order. Yeah. Who, of course, granted, the two have, separated. But against the lot, it's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I believe Stu Grayson's been released from AEW as well. Well, released ain't the correct word. It's more his contract ended. Sorry, expired. Yeah. They were talking, but they just didn't come to terms. Which is fair enough. So, absolutely, which is, I tell you what, a brave thing. A lot of people will probably be a brave thing because it's like, does Stu Grayson have many other places? I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe he wants to do something different. Yeah, it's an interesting thing. Because I tell you what, Stu Grayson and Evil Uno are a cracking team that I don't think we ever really got to see them be the best they can be. No, not AEW. Really. Well, I kind of feel like their introduction was a bit strange because I had that introduction at, God, was it All Out? With the horrible... I mean, the Dark Order was terrible for a while. It was, and I think they had a lights out and then a reveal of them too, and I don't think they had the exposure at that point within that crowd for everyone to sort of know what was going on. Yeah. And then it was the Minion stuff with a lot of, it was Evil Uno and Stu Grayson, but the Dark Order has become something really special, and it's really quite interesting actually because I'm like, the Dark Order is one of the things I feel like it's maybe run its course, but at the same time, will AEW get rid of it? I mean, it's integral to the history of AEW. I don't think the Dark Order's run its course. I just think because they're not involved in any storylines. Well, this could be more of a storyline. It kind of feels like they're just there and not doing anything. That makes us feel like it's run its course. Yeah, well, I think that one of the biggest problems with Dark Order is the fact that they've been involved with Adam Page, who's then become champion. Who they've been so. It feels kind of a bit beneath Page when they're out there, and then it's just not connecting. And then for a while he's not with them, and then he is, and then he's like commentating on this, supporting his friend from the Dark Order. It feels a bit disjointed, and it feels like they've booked themselves into a bit of a strange position. Yeah, I can't disagree. Yeah, I think it's just like the thing is, right? I think the Dark Order is such a they're big fan favorites. Yeah, everyone loves the Dark Order, and there's also a shit ton of talent in there. They are still missing that focal leadership thing. And also the storyline of the feuding within. What's happened to that? Has it just stopped? It's just disappeared. It's just disappeared. So, what's going on? So you've got this faction that people like, but they evidently don't really know what to do with, or right now they just can't find the TV time for them because their roster's so huge. Yeah, they can't find TV time for everyone. No. And with the Dark Order, with a faction like that, you need the story there. You need something there, and that's right. With the factions need stories. It's one of the problems of actually booking factions.
Like I can tell you from experience, is you need time. And the other thing is the more people in the faction, the more time you have to give the faction, which can also cause problems, backstage, because they're like, this faction's getting all this TV time.
And XYZ isn't. And we've seen that on AEW as well. We was talking about that last week with the House of Black. And I feel that segment that received a lot of mixed reviews the day after, a lot of mixed reviews.
The stuff
I
with
really
Julia?
enjoyed. Yeah. I loved it. I thought it was really well done.
Well, none of us knew that it was everyone expected.
Great suplex.
Crowd are so with this.
Everyone was
everyone was expecting the turn, and they didn't give it. Now, did they not give it because they've changed direction, or did they not give it because there's more time to play out? We don't know.
Maybe so. I mean, I enjoyed it because I enjoyed the performance of it, and I think Julie Hart did an outstanding job for a young lady. Outstanding job.
I mean, yeah, she's only 20 as well, isn't she?
20, I know, right? Mad. Let's go through some comments. Raymond says, Sassy, Red Velvet dropped by and made a red velvet cake. Lol. Sassy, I did a spicy ghost pepper barbecue chicken tenders. Mate, that I can't handle spice. Oh, beautiful DDT. 1, 2, kick out. Oh, Punk's got a bit of a nick there on the back of his leg. Yeah, Raymond, I am so full. I bet. Seth, you are brave. I couldn't handle it, man. I can definitely see Willow versus Darby Allin in the part 2 when it comes to a special Dynamite like this one tonight. Interesting, Willow. I kind of see more Brother Nero coming. I think they're itching to do that. And that might be what we get. They might do broken. They might do a cinematic match with with Darby and Sting. Clever way of protecting.
I worry about coming back to what you were saying earlier about Darby and Sting against the Hardys. I just think to myself, are we not asking for potential problems there because of like that would have to be smoke and mirrors and gimmicks,
Yeah, well, I think it will. But
the thing is,
it's
baby as well, which is it's not just because of the fact that we're talking about everyone's beaten up, but but more so when it's baby and everyone's beaten up. So it's very difficult because you don't have the heat in the same way.
You do it
not
cinematic.
That you can't get it, but
you do it cinematic. You can play with stuff like that,
Oh, so you're saying that they could? I mean, they could Sting and Darby versus the Hardys in that ultimate deletion thing.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what.
Oh, nice!
Wow, he gets the buckshot lariat for the win. And Paige has had enough. You see, this is the moment, actually, where you have Paige beat down Punk because the crowd will be cheering the crap out of Paige, and that really gets Paige over. This is the moment.
Hangman's friend with Hangman's own move.
Yeah. So
it was a prick move to do.
Right now, I mean, do you save it till next week, or right now, do you have Adam Page deliver a GTS on CM Punk? Or do you do that next week? Saying it's a little personal, CM Punk. I want to see something, man. I want to see something here. Because Paige will get the biggest pop for it. And if this is the one place to do it, it is right now.
I don't know. When you start doing that, one of the things that you're paying for with the pay-per-view is to see what happens when two people come to blows. And I think that when everyone comes to blows on TV before the pay-per-view, you don't have that, and I think there's too much of that. I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm not saying this is the right match to do that with, but the language here.
You will shake his hand whether you are conscious or unconscious. Adam Page with a finger in CM.
That was enough.
A huge pop. Yeah.
That was enough.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
Because I think this match feels like a big fight.
It does, man. It does.
Like,
it
because although this is baby, this is so different with these types of characters. Aren't the type of characters like Darby and Sting and the Hardys. These are two characters that can cross and blur lines in certain, Darby and Sting and the Hardys are more set. And look at Tony.
Jamie.
Look at Jamie. Getting ahead of myself.
That's
look at Jamie. Look at those arms.
The reason you get them confused is because I bet at some point you're going to use the real name in the stream.
Shit.
As you did with me via message earlier, and I was like, hang on, that must be.
Yeah. The good news is Tony's real name is Tony, so
no, that's handy. So using Britt Baker to cut the promo here.
And the fact that Tony pinned Britt on Rampage as well.
It was such a good match, Dan. Such a good match. The better female will win, says Dr. Britt Baker. It's Danhausen's debut, Dan.
So this will be the first time I've ever seen Danhausen wrestle.
Oh, really? There we go. There's the cape. I have gone back and watched some of his stuff in Ring of Honor.
Yeah, I have never seen Danhausen work at all. One thing he realizes when he comes out, he's in better condition than I think you'd imagine with when he's fully covered,
From the long sleeved arms, yeah. It's all intentional, isn't it?
Brilliant.
I mean, it's great character work. I mean, and AEW is a perfect place for that. I mean, we have Orange Cassidy. Why not have this? Seth's been eating peppers since he was 10 years old. I would love Willow again, says Sassy. Seth wrestling. And I really like Alan Five Angels. He's super smooth in the ring, like Trey Miguel. Yes, he is super good in the ring. I see Punk turns dirty heel during AEW belt match. It'd be a big moment. And give Punk some interesting stuff to play off, for sure.
I wish we'd have got an entrance for Tony Nese, because the problem is when you don't get an entrance for someone, it tells you who the winner is.
Yeah. And Tony Nese.
And I hate that, because I feel that because Danhausen is a comedy wrestler, it was going to be in some of the minds of fans that maybe Danhausen's going to be used to get Tony Nese some heat and set some other stuff up going forward. But because there was no entrance for him, we lost that.
Yeah, no, I agree completely, especially with it being his first match. And look at the speed of Tony Nese.
Unless that's it. Oh, wow.
That's it. Wow.
Shit, well, I'll shut my mouth.
Well, yeah, you sometimes you've got to just watch AEW and see what happens, Dan.
But even then, I stand by they should have given him an entrance.
Yeah, they should have.
I stand by that they should have given him an entrance. Yes, but
Matt Sterling saying he's not shocked.
If they'd have given him I know that they're going for like the shock thing, but if they'd have given him an entrance, I still feel
it would have been shock.
It would have meant more, and there'd have still been,
Oh, he's delivering another knee. Look at the speed, man. And straight away in this match, Dan, you've got over that knee.
Yeah.
Internet meme wrestlers. Are we going to get Hook out? Is Hook going to come and save?
Well, that's what I assumed that this was going to be set up for, Tony Nese and Hook.
And he's coming out. Man, the crowd are going crazy for Hook. Danhausen, I mean, he's charismatic as all hell, isn't he? And he's doing good stuff in the ring. He's getting better. When they put him with Danhausen, I was like, how the hell is that going to work? And do you know what? It is.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you. I thought the same. I was just like, this ain't smart.
No.
Because Hook's going to end up getting booed.
Mm-hmm. Not at all. But
and although that happened at the start, I feel that whether or not it was planned and they course corrected it, or it doesn't matter because it's worked.
Are we going to get the handshake from these two?
I hope not.
They're setting up a match, aren't they? Danhausen giving it. No, Hook's going to brush it off. But he's offered 2 handshakes now to Hook, I believe. Is he going to...
Oh, he did.
Listen to the pop.
Is he going to then suplex him? No.
Walking off. Could we see Hookhausen after all? Why not? Why not, Dan? That could be a really good way for Hook to learn, man.
Oh, Hook's learning, bruv.
Well, I know he is, but like, why not put him in the tag division with this gimmick character?
Tags are hard.
Right, okay.
Tags are real hard, right? Because in a singles, you've only got one person, right? In a tag, there's 3 other people.
But isn't that part of the learning?
And that's part of, yeah, but like, I mean, I'm not saying you're wrong or anything.
No.
And the tag for someone that's still young and looks young, yeah, that's not a bad idea at all.
I mean, AEW is filled with like wonderful people to learn from.
It's an interesting thing with Hook, how you've got such polar opposites of, Will Hobbs and Ricky Starks and Team Taz, and then Hook, and one is a baby and the other 2 are heels. It's a real interesting dynamic.
But we see it a lot with AEW. They're not afraid to blare them lines. Let's get through some comments because I'm well behind. John Silver is a great. It's all right, mate. It's me as well. Great. John Silver is a great wrestler. 10 is also. I love them to challenge for the TNT belt. Yeah. What do you think about? You see, that's the thing with Hook. He's so over. You've got to give him that belt at some point if he continues in that. And I don't know if he's ready for the belt. And I think if you did give him the belt, it'd be too similar to what they're doing with Cargill.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's the best thing for the show. Happy young day, Sassy. She is young. Thank you, 61. Oh, shit, man. Oh, shit. Do you know when you've got a wonderful lady who follows your podcast every week and you think, oh, I'll show off here. I'll give her age to the audience and she'll be happy with that because you're very proud of her age. And I give the wrong freaking age. I give a year older. What a prick I am.
You are.
What a prick I am.
You are a prick.
Happy young birthday, says Raymond's. Look up Lana Austin versus Toni Storm and Lana Austin versus Shayna Baszler on YouTube. Those are the best matches.
Really? Because I thought Lana Austin versus Emi Sakura was a really good match. And also Lana Austin versus Yuka Sakazaki was a really good match as well, personally. Those are 2 of my favorite matches of Lana Austin's.
Dan, obviously working with Lana Austin Surf Wrestling at the moment. And I'm sure that you've got some interesting things booked ready for Lana Austin in the future, I hope.
Yeah, she's actually in a feud right now with Ivy.
There we go, guys. Sassy, Dan, you so cool. I love having Dan on the podcast. He's got so much insight, guys. So
are you, Sass. It's awesome having you on. Awesome reading your comments every week, whether I'm on the show or I'm just in the chat. It's always awesome seeing.
We've got a wonderful community, man. Boo Wardlow.
That's amazing. That's amazing. That's brilliant.
That's
absolutely brilliant.
It's hilarious. It's like a little inside dig. I love it. And that's what you do. And this, man, this is sports entertainment, right? Done really effing well.
Wait, is it Dark Side of the...
No, it's MJF. It's a gimmick promo.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
That's amazing. They got the ability to do that.
Is that a TNT production? No, it's
Vice.
Vice, isn't it? Yeah.
Is Vice owned by Turner?
Not sure, but they seem to have a relationship with them in terms of, like, if you look at some of the performers and stuff that they've used in the past. So maybe
is that Jericho? Sorry, is that Jericho as well?
It is, yeah. Well, Jericho does it for that side of the ring, doesn't he?
I know. This is what's brilliant. This is what popping me.
You've got Jake the Snake Roberts as well. This is great. Are they going to have the blurred wrestlers? They have the blurred wrestlers. This is great.
I've never seen this before.
Oh, guys, can we have like a full
Barry Horowitz!
Barry Horowitz! What the hell?
MJF, out of the kindness of his huge heart, started allowing Wardlow to have TV matches.
Oh my God, Barry Horowitz!
Man, whoever decided this is a freaking Jesus, a genius.
Amazing.
Taz can't talk. Taz getting too emotional.
Long Island, New York, because his name is Maxwell Jacob.
Of course, MJF from Long Island again, going to get a massive pop here during this contract signing.
I don't know what to say about what we just saw.
That was incredible.
You might have to take it down a tiny bit, my friend.
Well, let's just hope. Very much MJF's
Thank you, dude. Great stuff, man. How exciting. How exciting. This has the potential to be better than Orange Cassidy. Indeed, man. Indeed. Cue the Hook. Yes, Jeff. I love Hook coming out for the save. Yeah, we saw it happening, but it was great. Dan, you might have to turn it down a tiny bit, dude. It's coming over your microphone quite a lot. Sorry. Now we see why they had Hook and Hausen do the promos for a few weeks, building up Hook more. Indeed. Ian, welcome. What's up, brother? How you doing? I'm good, buddy. Do you like my new logo? It's Ridiculousness logo. It's a cool logo, dude. Michael's joined us. How are you doing, Michael? Lovely to see you. So this is interesting that he's come out in the exact same t-shirt.
No, it's a different.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Because they've got two. Wasn't the other one a different New York team?
No, I think it was the
Whereas
same.
this is New York. This is the Islanders. No,
I think it's the same. It's exactly the same outfit as Punk come out in. But
so
Punk got heat for it. He's getting cheered.
Is it because he was wearing Bret Favre? Was it Favre he was wearing?
I think so. He was wearing that. But the crowd couldn't see that at the start. I mean, they did pop for him at the beginning, but then it became an insult to them as opposed to a. Hey, how you all doing? Says Michael. I love Ridiculous Show comedy. Cool. Hey, Mox Buddy, says Sassy. I just got a Nintendo Switch Sports today. Let me say the bowling is almost impossible to get 3 strikes in a row. Mate, keep trying. Sassy says, hi, Ian. I went nuts for Hookhausen. Now, Barry, this is freaking awesome. Indeed it is. Barry Horowitz on AEW. Is that Poppy, Dan?
Mate, so much. I fucking love Barry Horowitz.
You ever worked with him?
No, and you know what? Like, it was generally one of the names I was like, it'd be great. Back when I was doing the XWA shows and I was bringing over, like, people from the States, and I was talking to Brooklyn Brawler at one point, and I was like, I should really bring Barry Horowitz over, but then, like, Eve just exploded him. And it's just one of those names where it's just like, yeah, all right, they weren't the biggest stars, but there's that kind of cult following of them as well. Like, fuck, this is Barry Horowitz. It's like, you kind of still respect the body of work.
Yeah.
You know, one of the greatest freaking guys at putting other people over, who was a great wrestler in himself. He was around at a Land of Giants time, you know?
MJF is versus the big, dumb, stupid oaf. Obviously, massive face reaction here. That's a long table, Dan.
That is a long table.
Like, we've got to have the match with Sean Spears as well soon, building up to this sort of show.
Yeah, that's got to happen. When is the pay-per-view?
The 29th.
Of this month?
Yeah.
Now, hold on, Long Island. Everybody, wait a minute. We have an opportunity right now to show everyone the world over what Long Islanders are all about.
Show them the love that Long Islanders have towards Wardlow. Oh, the knowing wink to the crowd.
Would I ever want each and every single one of you to get up out of your seat whenever Wardlow begins to speak and boo him out of this goddamn arena? I wouldn't want that. Allow me to reiterate in front of amazing people in the cheap seats. You're poor, but you're still beautiful.
You're poor, but you're still beautiful. And all of them are cheering.
The
Still a heel. Even when he's nice, he's a prick. I love it.
Oh, he's so good, Dan. He is so good. You are not Ant is a sweetheart. Thank you, Sassy. Thank you, Darren. Vignette was hilarious. That side of the ring stuff was amazing.
It was. It was.
Amazing.
It was incredible.
Honestly, I wouldn't mind if MJ acted like this as a babyface. Maybe one day. I don't know. I just love him as a heel. But he could absolutely be the biggest face ever. I mean, look, The Rock spent most of his career as a heel. You know.
Try to speak one more time? No. All right, screw him. He's not going to speak.
Even Wardlow cracking up in the ring at this.
Now let's talk conditions, buddy.
What are the conditions? Let's find out what the conditions are, Dan.
This is tremendous.
Wardlow,
It's
you're
real.
kind of the worst.
This is absolutely tremendous.
Karma is coming your way when it comes to these conditions for everything you did back in the day to my best friend, the American roller coaster, Cody Rhodes.
Oh,
Talk about 2024?
He's putting out his release date back again.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Oh, what a heel. Love it.
What a heel!
Love it. This is interesting because Khan's allowing this now. Him and Khan have had a big meeting about this.
I'm just.
There was rumours of there being heat between them because he'd mentioned it at a show. And I think they've had a big meeting and MJF has said, look, don't worry about it. This is going to get me heat.
Mate, I'm just like...
Sean Spears. 10. Yeah, they're all doing it. In his white suit as well. Oh, he's doing it. This is the first time Sean Spears has done the 10 time.
This is.
But it's that knowing wink, isn't it? You know?
Yeah. You're bang on, mate. This is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Oh, he's fighting Sean Spears in a cage match. Oh, brilliant. He's dead. Uh-oh. Oh. I'm so with this, Dan.
Yeah, same.
Special guest referee.
Special guest referee. Who's it going to be?
And his name is Maxwell Jacob.
He's hilarious.
He's outstanding.
If you manage to get past that, that'll give you the match. But here's the deal, buddy. We've talked about what happens if you win at Double or Nothing. We have yet to talk about what happens if you lose.
Because he is losing, Dan, by the way.
You people want to know?
Is he?
Yeah.
Wardlow, if you lose at Double or Nothing, you will never be allowed to sign a contract with All Elite Wrestling forever. So what
He's
do you
losing.
say, Warpig?
He's still losing.
You gonna sign the contract, or are you too scared because you know that my name is Maxwell Jacob Friedman and I'm better than you?
They're completely telegraphing a Wardlow win right there, and it is not going to happen. They did exactly the same with Cody Rhodes versus Jericho.
You're not wrong. But I think in this situation, you know.
No, here's the reason, Dan, right? Wardlow beating MJF in the first match is not as big as in beating MJF for the title down the line. That's your big moment. And you have MJF beat Wardlow. He's on trajectory for Adam Page. You had Adam Page versus Thingy. He could take that.
Yeah, no, I don't. I think that's the thing about this that makes it cool is the fact that there are so many variables.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the things that makes AEW different to a lot of other places is that you see and it's hard to predict.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. You're a coward, Wardlow. An absolute.
Oh, there he goes. Oh, the table's going over. Everyone's dead.
Wardlow opposing his will. Demolishing the
The
security.
freaking table is up with their
The legs out.
the legs out.
Oh, Wardlow's just throwing everyone everywhere. Well done,
And everyone's
Wardlow,
having
for
to bump
realizing it.
away from those table legs.
Yeah, man. Of course they are. Losing eye, dude. Right, so the entirety of security is gone. Can Sean Spears with a chair take on Wardlow? No.
Spears was a single shot. And guess who's left?
Well done by MJF, catching himself on the rope so perfectly there. Oh, Mark Sterling on top of Wardlow. Not going to see the powerbomb.
So he's going to take the power bomb.
He certainly is. Is Wardlow going to flip the table over? Yes, he is. Which I believe is the first powerbomb we've seen through a table by Wardlow, certainly in the ring. Well, certainly since he's been doing the symphony of powerbombs. Setting in between his legs, going up for the powerbomb, baby. Oh, straight through. Michael says, I love how MJF is in Long Island. I would it's not far where I'm from, but I don't got the money. Right. Oh man, it'd be a great show. Every Long Island show's been a great show because you get this really interesting dynamic with MJF.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
FTW Championship match next. Ricky Starks versus Jungle Boy. I would do the banners, but it's really difficult on this laptop.
Are you in London?
Yes, I'm down at my girlfriend's house at the minute. We're down south. We're heading into London on at the weekend actually to go see a show. I'm kind of wishing the AEW Fight Forever had the graphics of the SmackDown Just Bring It intro. Okay. I mean, I think people will probably compare it to that when it's out. It certainly looks very similar to that, and I really like what they're doing in terms of. Apparently, it's cost a lot of money, hasn't it? Video games do. I really like the time that they're putting into it to get the basics of it right, so that people can enjoy the actual product when it comes out, and then they can expand on it in the future, as opposed to it being a yearly release that we see with other wrestling games. Mm-hmm. Michael says, this is freaking awesome. That was freaking awesome. Did you all enjoy that promo? Let us know down in the chat below. And while we're on a break, we've also got links to Dan's channel down below. Pro Wrestling Eve. Go check it out. Free wrestling on YouTube. Toni Storm and Jamie Hayter, we're going to see later. I am dead excited about it. You want to see it? You want to see it in its earlier forms? Go watch it on Dan's YouTube channel.
Indeed.
Thomas says, because we all know how good the SmackDown Just Bring It intro looked. That thing looked freaking awesome, and just that's what the game looked like. And then you got into the real game, and it looked like crap. Hey, it looked. I used to play Just Bring It. That's what games looked like back then, Thomas. And they were fun. There were fun games back then as well. Amazing. A cage match. Wardlow getting a contract, baby, says Sassy. Nah, still not happening. Sorry. I think it just told you it's not happening. We will see what happens at that pay-per-view. And I'll be putting my belt on the line. Me and Dom will be going at it. So check out the predictions video when that comes out. Jeff says, so not a fan of the never sign with AEW stip because I wasn't sure which way the match was going to go heading into it, but feel like Wardlow's winning now. Good. I think AEW just made you feel the way you want to feel. But I still think that Wardlow's losing it. There's other things they can do. Jesus Christ, he could sign with Ring of Honor. It's that simple, right? And then challenge for the title as the Ring of Honor thing. And then...
Well, that was one of the things going through my mind. They need to make Ring of Honor something. But, like, if they have Wardlow lose this, is it not a bit much for Wardlow to lose this one?
I think you're building back up for that big win over MJF. You do exactly the same as I did with Darby Allin and Cody Rhodes. Darby Allin and Cody Rhodes kept going at it, and Darby could never get that win until it really mattered.
No.
Still the best story going though, Jeff. Glad you're enjoying it, man. I'm enjoying it. I watch it and it reminds me of Attitude Era WWE, which was this sort of crazy storytelling that felt manic, that felt like there was a lot of stuff going on it, and felt like they were doing interesting stuff every week. And to me, that's what they're doing here.
I know this. I will win the Owen Hart tournament. When I'm done, I will come for the both of you.
I mean, Dan, you never mentioned earlier. Who do you think is going to be the Joker in the?
Because I couldn't really think. To be honest with you, I just need to turn this down. Because I've got obviously especially because of my situation where I imagine some of the names that some people will be saying I know aren't those names, but I also can't say.
No, of course not. Of course,
So
no, if you don't want to do it, that's all cool, man.
No. It's just more so I'm trying to think around because it's like they're obvious names to say.
Yeah,
but I can't. I think there's several obvious options. On the guy side. I don't know. There's been so many people that's been released. It's quite, that because the thing is, if someone's a Joker, it has to be someone that gets a pop. If you don't make it someone that gets a pop, then why don't you just announce them? So
you could do that with a return as well, though.
You can do.
I mean, I really don't think Miro is a bad idea.
I don't know. I just think, why wouldn't you just announce Miro?
It's
and also, I just think that Miro versus Samoa Joe is a match that you fucking promote. You don't split, because it's like, if you tell me when Miro versus Samoa Joe is, I'm watching.
Yeah, but think about the other match. I mean, it's Samoa Joe. You think about the other names, Gargano, Cesaro, all of these matches are the same. You promote it, but they're choosing not to.
Yeah, it's a toughie.
Yeah,
to me, it's
great to hear your ideas in chat, guys.
Yeah, because I think it's a difficult one.
I mean, there was someone in chat earlier. It was at Surf. It was talking about couples, and Gargano is potential. I mean, I don't.
Yeah,
really know
Gargano's a couple. Gargano's a good idea,
and Candice LeRae, of course, as well.
Candice LeRae's only 2 months ago given birth.
So no, you don't do that then, do you? No.
So I mean, it's not that it's impossible. It's just that giving birth is really traumatic on the body.
Yeah.
I think people forget it is. You know what a lot of doctors refer to.
How do you know?
The baby inside the womb whilst the mother is pregnant.
Oh, go on. Why are we getting a birthing seminar from Dan now?
They call it a parasite.
A parasite, really?
Yeah, because of how much it takes from the mother, and that's what I mean. It's hard. I don't, So I don't think it'll be Candice LeRae. Johnny Gargano's not a bad shout. Johnny Gargano's really not a bad shout.
Be interesting to see, and I think it's next week actually. If they're carrying on at this sort of tempo, because you've basically got three. You see, I would have done one of the women Joker matches as well this week.
Well, we've got a big match. The thing is, right? Toni and stop myself.
Did you nearly use the real name?
Yes, I did. So Toni and Jamie are obviously they've got time,
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just think to myself, knowing how AEW can be, that's having two longer matches or having two matches when one's got time.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably not going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, I suppose what I'm saying, Dan, is actually to have done Toni and Jamie next week, and what I'm saying is I don't think. I think you can do a Dynamite with 2 reveals. I think that's fine. It feels like that's happening next week. If not, you're doing 1 reveal on Dynamite and 1 reveal on Rampage. And based on viewer numbers, you are going to get less people watching that debut on Rampage.
The other thing we've got to think about is they're going to be thinking about what they're counter programming. So although it may be as well a case of where what you're saying is absolutely right, and they would say, yeah, perhaps on a normal night we would, but because we've got to counter program this, or because because of whatever reason, like they're going to have a lot more analytics. For dictating what it is that they're going to be, why it is, they do what they do.
We've got Jungle Boy and Ricky Starks, 2 incredible performers going at it right now. I think you guys are at picture at the minute. Michael thinks Miro, same as me, Michael. I think it's going to be Gargano building to a Cole Gargano final. Jeff, that'd be excellent. We've seen him have matches before, but it would be excellent. Miro or Kenny, says Michael. Interesting. Yeah, very interesting, man. I think you do Gargano versus Cole in final, or Kenny and Cole in the final. I don't know if Kenny's ready to come back yet. It feels like he's doing a lot of work on the game as well.
Yeah, I don't know. But I do think that Kenny is the only person that you could have as the Joker as far as people returning to AEW.
You don't think Miro?
I just don't think it's enough to suddenly put, like, they didn't put him as the Joker when he had to take someone's place in a previous tournament.
Well, I suppose it depends what your plan is. If your plan is for Miro to win it, then maybe you can. I don't know. Joker equals Luther. That's not happening.
I suddenly just thought of, for some reason, I didn't think of that Luther. I thought about the guy that was around SmackDown in 2006. Was it Luther Reigns? Wasn't it?
I was thinking Lex for a while, but yes.
Luther Reigns, Roman's unofficial relation.
Oh, I don't know. Unofficial relation, yeah. Sassy says, I can hope, but the story will go on. Indeed, it will. And that's what's good about AEW. And they'll always call back stuff, even if it's 2 years later. Imagine the heat if the women's Joker was Brandy Rhodes. Oh, Jeff. Not going to happen, but would kind of be amazing. It would be.
It would be.
It would be funny. We'd pop, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
Hi, Janelle. Hi, Jeffy, baby. Sassy, I think Athena will be the Joker. Yeah, that's who my bet is for the females. Cesaro or Johnny. That's good calls there, Sassy. Cesaro, says Dale. Interesting. Maybe so, Dale. Maybe so. Thank you all so much it's great having you in chat. It's great hearing your comments. It could be Kip Sabian. I mean, maybe that's not as big a deal as it needs to be. What are they doing with Kip Sabian in the crowd, Dan?
Don't know. Can't answer that question, I'm afraid.
It feels a bit garbage.
I think it's a case of, I don't know if they've got a plan or not. I do know Kip, but and he worked for me a few times, but it's not like we're, there's no problems between us. Like we get on, but it's not like we chat. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not like I'm going to suddenly message him and ask him.
No. I mean, yeah.
But I don't really know, what I don't know. But I mean, he's extremely talented. I know. I can tell you now, he's extremely, and he is respected and recognized as a talented youngster by his peers. Like your Chris Daniels, your Kenny Omegas.
Yeah.
Those are good people to have on your side, recognizing you.
Yeah,
as a freaking great talent.
Oh, what a clothesline! Turn Ricky Starks inside out. Sorry, go on.
So no, I was just saying. So they know that he's a talent. And I'm sure Toni knows I've got to do something with him, but maybe just doesn't know exactly what he sees a Kip Sabian being. What is a super bad? Because that was Kip Sabian's thing. He was the super bad. Maybe that's something that doesn't translate well internationally, or
maybe so, man. Maybe so.
There are some things that don't translate. Look at Emmy, the Queen character does not translate.
No.
To American audiences.
No.
But it was over
Well,
like Rover
also
here
the way
in
that
Eve.
was, also how that was presented, Dan.
Oh God, yeah, the presentation of it was an issue.
That was the problem.
It was just suddenly out of nowhere and with no
explanation,
and it's like with Eve when Emmy's in Eve, she gets a special presentation, a special entrance. She gets a special ring announcements. Do you know what I mean? That brings brings more levels to the character, which is not something that was done there. It was just suddenly out of nowhere. The other thing is so much of what Emmy does is audience interaction. Yeah, and it's harder if you don't get that over. It's harder to do that if you can't hear the wrestler, and because you're in a 10,000 seat building.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So there's other ways that you've got to get it over.
Yeah. Oh, what a great super kick! It's been a really smooth match from both of these.
Really, no shocker whatsoever.
No, I know, man. I kind of feel like we're watching a great match. There's just nothing really in it in terms of story, though. You know.
Do you know what it is? Well, part of it is because it's a TNT title match, but there hasn't been they did have an angle to set this up last week.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it just feels a bit like out of nowhere. But at the same time, they are setting this up clearly as a
spear.
They are setting this up as a tag title defense, and that will be it. No. So, like, that's they are setting up, Hobbs and Starks as challengers for those tag titles.
But is that going to be at the pay-per-view?
Don't know.
I mean, we're not far off the pay-per-view.
I really rate Hobbs and Starks.
I think they're great.
Yeah, they really are. I think that you want to talk about the future.
Yeah.
Oh, look at the clawing.
Pulling himself, clawing.
So good.
So good. Using his body to edge across, getting his fingertips onto it.
But it's just the fact that it was the clawing. That's the desperate. He was literally because he could have stretched his fingers out and just made it like he was stretching, but he didn't. Curled them and clawed it to show the desperate.
But it wasn't just that, Dan. It was the way that he put his fingers in and then used his stomach muscles to pull himself forward just enough to make it believable, just enough so it looked like he was how we'd expect that to look. Obviously, with a person on your back, you ain't moving anywhere, but it looked great. Swerve Strickland's coming out. Going for the roll up there and there's no.
The visual pin.
There's no one there.
Are we setting up a 14 program here with Keith Lee and Swerve and with Keith Lee and Swerve and Hobbs and Shaw and.
I mean, I think beautiful Ramshambo. What a good finisher, man. I thought Starks was going to win. Wonderful stuff, man. Cracking.
So we know that Swerve and Lee have got to be involved in this some way.
Yeah, and you want Lee on the pay-per-view, don't you, as well? So, right, Christian's pissed off here. Christian's annoyed with Jungle Boy.
No, he's going to be. Is he going to be annoyed Jungle Boy? He's going to be. Yeah, he is. He's just
Jungle
going
Boy,
straight for Jungle Boy and going to blame him because we are setting it up.
Touching his shoulders.
Oh no! So he's gonna. Christian's kind of playing us a bit dad-like.
Christian's what?
Kind of playing us a bit dad-like in the fact that you're right, son, and now he's going after the other kid.
Yeah,
because the way he just plays it, he's.
The problem is, Dan, for me.
Here we go. Here comes Keith.
The problem with it for me, Dan, is the whole thing of Christian is outwork everyone, and we haven't seen him wrestle since November last year.
Well, the Adam Cole match, but that was the first match probably since the Kenny Omega match, maybe.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, Keith Lee is a fucking world champion.
And you're putting him now with Ricky Starks as well.
I guess they just don't know what to do. I guess they just haven't got the spot for him to be in that main event title picture right away.
There's a lot of stuff going on in it, man. There's a lot of stuff going on in it. And the thing is, they built that Wardlow MJF stuff up to be able to run for that, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it was someone came on chat earlier and said, do you see Adam Cole being TNT champion, or do you think he's too big to be TNT champion? I was like, absolutely, because he's not being world champion anytime soon. So
the
why
other
not?
Thing is,
it's very emotional as Christian Cage comes behind him.
They're making us feel like we're going to see it now.
We're not going to see it now. Yeah, they're setting it up. They're teasing it, Dan, but we're not getting it.
So I guess we've got Jericho Appreciation Society speech, and then Toni and Jamie.
Yeah, we need to have more women matches on Dynamite, actually.
Yeah, it's not like they ain't got the talent, because they got the talent.
They've got the talent. They've got the stories. They've got everything.
They got the tools. They got the talent.
It's time for Toni to start booking more women's matches for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, let's go back to your comments because I've missed loads. They will probably announce the card for next week. Hope the Joker matches are next week. I suspect there could be, based on timings. You've got to have the two semi-finals as well to happen before Double or Nothing, which will be in the week leading to. So basically, you've got 4 semi-finals to have, haven't you, across the 2 competitions? Yeah. So, yeah, there's a lot to do, man. There's a lot to do. Maybe one of them debuts will be on Rampage, but I do feel that that's not the best way to do it in terms of viewers watching, but they know about the programming. Jeff says, ask yourself this. Would you wear a box on your head for 2 hours a week in exchange for 6 figures? Might swallow your pride and do it. Yeah, Jeff, I get exactly what you're saying. My problem isn't with the fact that he's out there. Where my problem is, it's doing nothing. I don't get what it's building, and it's not something that they're calling attention to either. So I don't know. It just feels a bit weird to me. A bit weird. They're not telling us a story with it. Perhaps Brian Cage as the Joker. We haven't seen Brian Cage for a while. There was rumors.
That's a fair. But I think he's doing. I think they've put him on Ring of Honor now.
I've heard that. I've heard it. I don't know if that's just rumor and speculation though.
Yeah.
Jeff, you mean you don't feel the stakes of the FTW title? Oh, was that what was for? I thought that was part of the Owen Hart Cup. No, it wasn't. Yeah, it was just a fight for the FTW title. Yeah, because the other Owen Hart Cup match tonight is Darby and Jeff. Raymond says Rampage is early again Friday because of the Stanley Cup playoffs. So don't forget, folks. Guys, if you are watching Rampage on Friday, make sure you set your Beta Max player to record early. I can see Hobbs and Starks winning the tag belts against Jurassic Express. Ooh, interesting. I mean, I don't hate it. Brian Cage would be a wet fart surprise. I think if we get that triple threat, I think we're seeing Jurassic Express walk away with it again. Jeff says Brian Cage would be a wet fart surprise. Michael, I apologize if you're a Cage fan, but not sure how many people miss him. I think the thing with Cage is he's such a visual beast that it'd be sort of believable. Brian Cage against Samoa Joe, that'd be fun. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I get exactly what Jeff's saying. But we know Christian is turning against Jurassic soon. Or maybe not. We've seen AEW swervers a lot recently. So let's see what they're going to do. There's a lot of stories going into Double or Nothing. That is one thing I will say. We've got a lot of payoffs coming on at Double or Nothing. It could be a stellar pay-per-view. Who do you guys think have a better roster, WWE or AEW? In my opinion, AEW. Do you? I mean,
the WWE's roster is freaking huge.
But the problem is, Dan, I mean, it's easy to say. So, better roster. What do we mean by that? Do we mean the talent of the wrestlers? Because WWE have incredible talents, but the problem with WWE that I have at the minute is the top of the card is so thin and they only push so many people to that top of the card, and then the waste. So Nikki Cross is a perfect example. Incredible talent. Do I feel like she's used in WWE? No. Not to her ability.
No, you're right.
And
absolutely right.
The one thing that AEW does is allows people to show off both what they can do and why are they playing Judas? It's weird. Anyway,
I mean, it's sports entertainment, isn't it? So
yeah.
So maybe this is.
I kind of want them. Do you know, like every other Jericho songs, like Garbage? I kind of want them to.
I like Fozzy.
You like
Fozzy?
Fozzy?
Yeah, one of the greatest gigs I've ever been to was actually a Fozzy gig.
No way, right?
Yeah.
I've seen them a few times. They're all right.
Fozzy at the Mean Fiddler, which isn't around now.
Right.
But it was a special night. It really was. It was like one of those gigs where you're at and you're like, this is one of those gigs that those who were there and the band will talk about. And it is one of those ones where the band still talk about that gig. Right.
Cool. It's a small venue?
Yeah. It was before they, like the following year, they were at the Astoria.
Right.
So, whereas this one was the Mean Fiddler.
Cool. I know a lot of people are split on Cornette, but his one line about Christian, out eat everyone, the king of catering. No, that's terrible.
The thing is that, like, a lot of people might not get with. You look at the size of the roster that AEW has, and you look at how much TV time they have.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people in catering.
Yeah. A lot.
Know, like there just is.
But the thing is, like, it's that outwork everyone slogan. You know, you have that as your gimmick. Like, you've got to, even if it's on Rampage, even if it's on Dark, whatever, you've got to get Christian out there in that gimmick. But maybe he's just taking a break. Maybe he's got a small injury. Maybe he's working through something. I don't know.
That's true. We never know these things. We just,
speculate. It's a bit like the Young Bucks. I feel like they've taken themselves out of matches for a while. Actually, we haven't seen them in a match for a while.
No, we did see them on TV all the time. You know, like every week, and now we're not. But I mean, the thing is, their bodies are. You know, I don't think people realize just how hard those guys worked. Like at this point, you know, like seriously, those boys, they worked. They worked.
And they're still.
I wish more people had seen their stuff in Dragon Gate, because I tell you, like it was. I still. It's one of those things where I wish I had it to like hand, because I think every now and then I'd just quickly stick that on. You know.
Just when you watch some good wrestling.
Yeah.
Hope Starks and Hobbs win, and Darby and Jeff win FTW. Wow, interesting. Starks and Hobbs, I mean, it'd be great if they won, but I don't see it happening. And I agree, the women division is all back and healthy. We need at least 2 women's matches every Wednesday. That's how I feel. Or a match and a promo segment, you know, and I'm not just talking about your Britt Baker putting over the match later on. I'm talking a Jericho Appreciation Society thing.
Yeah, agreed.
Dale Wardlow could be the face of AEW. Yeah, could be. Dale AEW says Matthew. Oh, here comes Mox. Oh, you've gone a bit loud, Dan.
Oh, apologies.
That's all right, mate. Here comes John Moxley out. Nah, Jeff, I don't miss him. Not at all. Not a fan. I think he could be it, though. Yes, it was for the FTW title. Yeah. Stories are all over the place on AEW by design, I believe. It's to keep us watching and guessing what's next. But a great promotion does that right, Mr. Dan the Eve man. I think he might be saying some positive things about Eve there, Dan.
Thank you very much, Raymond.
So this is what we're getting at the pay-per-view, is it?
I would imagine. I mean, some form Who's Moxley been teaming with recently?
It's the Blackpool Combat Club. But what you do is you add Kingston into that.
Yeah. I mean,
Kingston and
Moxley. I
Moxley
mean, the
are
thing is Moxley and Ambrose. Sorry, Moxley and Kingston. They've got their own history, so it does make sense that he would come out after those guys attacking him.
You've got to have the Blackpool Combat Club on the show. The biggest issue here
Who
is
lays
that...
down in this one?
Say again, sorry.
But the thing is, it's like Jericho Appreciation Society should not be losing on pay-per-view.
No.
Yet, and neither should Blackpool Combat Club.
Combat Club definitely can't. I think the thing is, Dan, you...
I'm going to give you one chance to turn around and go on another suspended societal.
What? Bless him.
One of him and 5 of the Jericho's Appreciation Society. Here we go. Of course, Wheeler Utah's coming down. Daniel Bryan, Kingston, and who else are you going to add then? Here's the problem with this, though, Dan. I understand that they've got to get these names on the pay-per-view, and that's why they're doing this. I respect that completely. The problem is you've taken away the whole Santana Ortiz thing completely by doing this, and they deserve the feud with Jericho. That's history there, and I feel like it's been thrown away.
Yeah, letting that crowd build.
Crowd are chanting Eddie. Interestingly, they said that's Santana Ortiz are there. Interesting.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, he's got the burn mark on his face from the fireball that Chris Jericho had Ayukined into him. Is Jericho going to find another member for the Jericho Appreciation Society? Is Sammy Guevara going to team back up with Jericho for the pay-per-view? Some interesting stuff here, guys. Definitely some interesting stuff here. Stories are all over the... sorry, we've done that, Jeff. They need to put Swerve Strickland in a storyline with a bunch of swerves. Indeed they do. Indeed they do. William Regal knocking out Chris Jericho. Nice. That's fun. Nice. Drew Gulak is a good example of a great wrestler not being used right. There we go. Another great example.
Don't know what he's doing there either.
No. Is he not in a feud with Charlotte Flair or something like that in a minute?
What?
I think he's costing Charlotte Flair matches or something like that.
I haven't seen that.
No.
Oh, we get a promo at least.
For Serena Deeb and Thunder Rosa building up that title match.
Which is good. I'm glad because, these are important as well.
Yeah. Is this Jericho throw at Vince McMahon about entertainment? Yes, of course it is. Of course it is. It's him playing a heel by being everything that we don't want AEW to be, which is exactly what MJF is doing. It's great stuff. Rallin D's cool. Lovely to see you. Thank you for joining the stream. Hope you're having a good day. That's some nice green hair you've got on the on your picture. In the United States, the NHL moved its games from NBC Universal to Turner Sports and ESPN and ABC. AEW also broadcasts on Turner Sports, not to mention the NBA playoffs are on TNT. There we go. Yeah. So is that why the times are all over the place this month? Because of the NHL games, I'd assume.
Yeah.
Sassy saying hello.
Right, I mean, it literally is a case of like their show this past week was like 2:30 in the afternoon on the West Coast.
Yes, it was.
Like, who's watching?
Yeah.
Who's watching wrestling 2:30 in the afternoon on the West Coast?
Dude, they had this incredible women's match, and one of the things going into it was the first women's match to open the show at Rampage. It is Toni Storm versus Jamie Hayter happening right now, guys. look, if you want to watch earlier versions of this, hit the link up in the description. Dan has Pro Wrestling Eve. He is the booker, the owner of Pro Wrestling Eve, who has put these two in the ring together. Before they was here, they was on Pro Wrestling Eve. Go and check it out, man.
Literally both.
Oh, showing Martha Hart again as well. Good.
Well, this is an Owen Hart. This is your semi-main event, an Owen Hart.
This is going to be, these two are going to go at it, I can tell. And did you see Kingston call into Jericho on Rampage? It was a good promo, but weird. Yes, it was. Yeah, he's been doing that a while. Speaking of Dale, speaking of Christian, what do you think of the Edge gimmick? I haven't really seen it, to be honest, Dale. I mean, it looks cool. Oh, Tony Hawk. Speaking of looking cool, Tony Storm looking amazing.
Tony Hawks.
Yeah.
Wowzer.
Coming in with a skateboard.
Yeah.
Who's done the music? Is this Mikey Ruckus or is this an original? I can't
Mikey Ruckus with other people.
Is it? Right. Okay, yeah. Cool. Tony Storm's hair looking awesome as well.
Tony's always on point, mate.
She absolutely is. Michael's going to go to bed. Sorry I wasn't in tonight's stream that long. See you guys soon. Michael, great. Good night, mate. Have a good night. Go watch this in bed. It's going to be fun. This will be the match to watch. Mox says sassy. Speaking of Christian, what do you guys think of the Edge gimmick? I don't know. Yes, Blackpool Combat Club versus Jericho's Crew would be a great feud. I think it gets everyone in. As Tony Storm and Jamie Hayter lock up Tony Storm on top of this right now.
And notice how, like, yes, they're wrestling, but notice how this is more vicious in the wrestling. Look at how there's more squeeze, and look at the expression that like Tony had on there when she had that side headlock. You know, this wasn't just like two professionals just grabbing a head. This is two people that are actually trying to hurt one another with the wrestling.
And whilst being able to go to the back and continue their friendship, that's what happens when you know people for so long, and you can trust them in the ring. Then
the more money you make, the better friends you are. The more you hit each other, and the more money you make. And
absolutely,
the more money you make, the more harder you hit each other, and the better friends you become. So, like, it's.
Jamie Hayter going to the turnbuckle now, getting a little breather, but unable to. Great selling, man. I mean, it's selling that target area that she's just worked on.
Just taking a moment, they're just fishing for that audience because that audience is split, and they got that audience. They're just trying to get them to just, come up a bit more for them.
No, of course, Jamie Hayter with Britt Baker as well. So a lot of fans of Britt Baker will be behind Jamie Hayter as well.
Like, we got time on this. It's 2:32. They're going to go probably about, what do you reckon, 11 minutes total. So
maybe, I don't know, maybe more.
Yeah, so I reckon they'll go to like 2:40. I reckon we'll have the main event going in at 2:45. So.
Oh, great. I love the bridge with the slap on the outside.
Oh, Toni with the zigzag. And that was off asleep as well, like an attempted trip. Very rarely do you see something like that where someone will go for a trip and someone will zig instead of zag. And the pace starts going up now, because it's like they started with a little bit of the wrestling.
And then
they started with a little bit of wrestling, all vicious as it was. Now we're going to go to a commercial break as Jamie makes a point of taking advantage of Toni coming in and jumping her to the outside.
The interesting thing here, and one of the things that I loved about the Rampage match, is when there was commercial break, there was no slowdown.
And now we're seeing her go with that snap suplex to the outside on that back. And the back is needed, of course, in order for Toni to get the lift on that pile driver. So now we're seeing, like that lower back potentially being targeted more from Jamie Hayter.
Yeah, man.
Which is smart stuff here between the pair of them.
Absolutely.
Like it's a snap pile driver, but it means you need to get a deep lift on the snap for that pile driver. And that lower back is where you just put in. We all have to lift things. We all know what it's like to lift things. We all know when we lift things hard and suddenly, and we all know where we feel it. How many times have we all suddenly felt
Oh.
our back? And now she's choking, and that's forcing the back again to arch while she pushes her more and more over.
Oh, they're working on Toni Storm's back. You can see that's going to be the story of the match, and again, that sort of it's not just a kick to the face; it's sending her halfway outside the ring, bending her back over the ring ropes. As Toni Storm headbutts that turnbuckle.
Just aggression from Toni.
Yeah.
Sorry,
man.
from Jamie.
Yeah. Great stuff, man. That's another thing that I love that I wish more wrestlers would do, Dan. That fighting on the floor, that idea that you won't get me. If you're in a proper scrap, that's what happens.
Yeah, that's right.
You use your feet to keep people away.
That's right. Absolutely.
Another wrestler that I think does that brilliantly is Pete Dunne. Always fighting off the floor. Always.
Butch.
Yeah, Pete Dunne.
And again, when you see how they're going into this wrestling aspect, but again, you see how Jamie's changing and going from one thing to another because it's more than just wrestling. Notice how there's a level of aggression there. And that is, as well as making sure faces are on camera side.
I'm really interested to see who wins this match. I absolutely have no idea. Like, it really depends what you want to do with the tournament. Part of me wishes this was the end of the tournament. This was the
right. This is such a
They've been building this for weeks, and it is because I've seen these two go before on your channel. Like, I know how good these two are in together, the chemistry that they've got. Sorry, guys, I'll get to your comment after this. I'm just excited to watch this.
And now they're back from commercial, and again showing. And look at the bounce off the floor. That sucked.
It really did. Going for each other, fighting each other off, but them chops, man, there was venom behind them, Dan.
Yeah.
Let's go out there and let's have a fight. Toni Storm now sending a hip into the face of Jamie Hayter. Going up with a beautiful DDT.
Yeah.
And I'm so excited about this women's division.
And now sends another one. 2 in a row. But again,
this
you
one off
see
the
Toni, though, holding her back because it was 2 impacts on her lower back.
Yeah.
Especially that last one there, a tornado on the floor.
This is really well put together.
Toni going up to the top. Taking a bit too long, maybe. Going over, big crossbody. Not able to hook the leg, though.
Martha Hart smiling, watching these women go at it. It must be a nice moment for the wrestlers as well to have Martha Hart there.
Yeah, absolutely.
How does it feel for Toni Storm and Jamie Hayter? I don't know how many wrestling shows Martha Hart's been to, but after what happened, I mean, and wrestling's changed since Martha Hart was.
And you notice again, that was that Uranagi backbreaker from Toni.
From Jamie. Great. Really selling that work on the back there. Going for the German. Beautiful Germans, man. Dan, did you ever do Toni Storm versus Millie McKenzie? Were they around at the same time? You did.
That was Toni's first match in Eve.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Wow.
No, well, it wasn't Toni's first match for me, but it was her first time working the Eve brand.
Right.
It was her first match on the Eve brand. Yeah. Toni first worked. And again on that back. Toni's first match for me. I think she was only 17 at the time.
Really?
And I remember she worked Rhea O'Reilly for me, and I remember we found out in the back that she was only 17. We were like, "You're what?"
Really?
We were absolutely
mortified, scared.
Yes, basically, especially because she knew old school British television programs. Like her favorite show of all time is Only Fools and Horses.
No way.
Yeah, so like the fact that this 17-year-old at the time, big superplex, And that's how she rolls through. She's going to follow that up.
No, Hart gets the roll up, but goes with it, hits it with intention, Dan.
Yep. Backslide. She's going to be in position for the Storm Zero.
Oh no, got a pile driver right there.
There it is.
Wow. Wow, Spike pile driver getting the win there. Toni Storm qualifies, going through into the semi-final round. Excellent. I don't know what the brackets are. I don't know who she could face next, but what dream match are we going to get next, Dan? At the brackets, let's see. She's going against Britt Baker or the Joker. Interesting. I'm surprised it's Britt Baker against the Joker, actually.
I'd like to have seen that go longer.
Yeah, I would have, yeah. Yeah.
But, like, they did grand.
With the time they had, man, they did what they needed to, and the problem is they have an ad break to work with as well, you know. Rock and roll. Thank you so much, Dan. And it's looking like Omega will return for Double or Nothing. Why have him before? Except maybe the Wednesday before. I wouldn't bring him back until then. Is that when he's looking like he's coming back? I suppose it depends what they're going to do with him. I guess. I really don't know, Raymond. I don't know how busy he is with the game as well. He seems to be investing a lot of time into that, which is good, I think, for gaming fans. I hate to say it, as I loved him as a kid, but I'm not a fan of Chris Jericho in AEW. I think he's done some. I think he's done some great stuff. I think he's done some stuff that excites me a lot less. Oh man, we've got a bless you, Jeff. Jeff has just super chatted us $4.99. Thank you. A few dollars for the good guys. Thank you so much, Jeff.
Well done, Jeff.
So
good lads.
Really appreciate it, man. You know what he's paying for. It really helps us out. Thank you, Jeff, man. Great. Let's see. Where am I? I've lost my place in the chat. There we go. TNT will be broadcasting the NBA playoffs until the Western Conference Final. Okay, interesting. Oh my God, this could be. Could this be a faction? Please, Sassy, a massive Moxley fan, of course. I think it's for the pay-per-view. I think they're trying to get all their names on the pay-per-view, and that means we're getting a couple of big multi-man matches. That's what we're getting. Raylon says hi to Sassy. Sassy's one of our awesome regulars here. Have a feeling this match is going to be fire. Mate, I really enjoyed it. And I think there's more they can do as well, Dan, in the future. What do you think?
Hold on, whoa.
You all right, Dan?
Yeah. My ear just suddenly... You know when your PC just starts doing its own thing? That's what mine just did.
Was that just an announcement of the Danhausen and Hook?
Sounded like it.
It seems like is that a buy-in match? I'm sure it will be, but it's a great buy-in match. So we have both Jokers next Wednesday. That's interesting. He's very good. He's very good.
From DDT.
Is he from DDT?
Yeah, if that was who I thought it was, that you was. Oh my things just crashed on me.
Oh mate, gutted. That is rubbish. Refresh it. I think it would be Eddie Group and Jazz. Yeah, BCC needs their own match. I mean, this kind of is it. It's that problem when you've got so many people in the roster and you want to get them all on TV. You're gonna have these big multi-man matches at that time. And Backlash was good, to be fair. I haven't seen it. Have you watched Backlash, Dan?
Mate, this is just going. Sorry, my PC's just going to shit.
Oh, sorry, mate. Sorry. Okay, it's all right. Do you want me to remove you for a second so you can?
Yeah, just give us a moment, will you?
Yeah, no worries, my love. And that is Dan gone. How good is it having Dan on the stream, though? Just give us a thumbs up when you're ready, Dan. And Backlash was good. I didn't see any of it, mate, to be perfectly honest. I watched a bit of the Charlotte and Ronda match, Ronda winning the championship, and I saw a bit of the whole Rhea Ripley thing with Edge's group. But I don't really know enough about them. I I can't really comment on it really. I guess it's a nostalgia pop for the old Brood, which is cool because I like the old Brood. But yeah, I would love to see Eddie in the BBC. Yeah, absolutely. He fits in it. He fits his character. We will see Homicide at the pay-per-view. That's interesting, man. That's interesting. Homicide would be really interesting in it. I'm assuming they'll do Samoa Joe and Jay Lethal at the pay-per-view as well. Guys, this pay-per-view is going to be freaking stacked. This is going to be stacked. Unfortunately, all this great action is happening in a break here, right? Sorry, Jeff. Well, we try and call it for you, you know. It's one of the advantages we have of paying for it on Fight, you know. Yeah, it was bloody marvelous. It was bloody marvelous. I mean, the commentator is coming out in Dan in this match. Absolutely, Dale. And, you know, like, it's great to hear Dan in commentary mode. But the insight that he gives us into the matches, like, why I freaking love having him here, man. It's the type of stuff I'd watch, you know. I could actually go back and watch his pay-per-view. I won't listen to the pay-per-view, this show. Not watch myself, not listen to myself. Just listen to Dan. Provides insight. Dale Exactamundo. Tennis Sports gets 1 billion? No, yeah, 1,200 million from the NBA. A lot of money from the NHL and only 64 billion from AEW. So we can evidently see which one is placed at priority. Well, NBA and NHL have huge sports bases. AEW's contract will be up for renegotiation at some point. I assume it's going to get higher, but it depends on numbers and draws that get into the network and the advertisement deals to get in. I feel like AEW is doing a great job, but that's for the network executives to decide. I enjoy the product, you know. But then wrestling's not as hot as it was in '97 as well. So, but the NBA and NHL are two of the biggest sports in the world, so they always will be, you know. Dan, if you was Tony Khan, would you hold off signing any? Oh, Raymond, you've asked another question again while Dan's away. When Dan comes back, we'll go back to your question. And Dan is back right now. Hi, Dan.
I think I'm good. I've got Jeff Hardy being pointed to by Matt right now. Oh, now he's not. Now it's on a sign.
Clapping.
Now it's Jeff coming back.
And now
it's a very excited fan.
I mean, you're just describing a Jeff Hardy entrance, dude. Now he's pointing at Jeff Hardy. No, you're way ahead of me now. So pause it for about 10 seconds.
Jeff is going around the ringside, touching
fans'
hands,
at ring yet.
COVID.
No, he's not.
Okay, I'll press pause. Tell me when he's going around, and I'll press pause again. Sorry, guys.
He is at the first ring steps now, and there's the high fives to the pink girl.
Sorry, guys. My whole system just went.
Sorry, mate. I'm glad you're staying with us for the main event, my dude. Should be fun. Dan, if you was Tony Khan, would you hold off signing any more big names for now because he doesn't have enough TV time for all of his roster?
It's a hard one because it's like, if you don't sign them, do you run the risk of them signing elsewhere? My answer is you probably don't. But at the same time, if you don't debut him quickly, do you run the risk of them losing some of it? You know, out of sight, out of mind is a true thing. Mm-hmm. But then it's, you know, do you need everyone? Do you need all those pops? It's a very difficult situation. I think you just need to be right with who it is. I think the best acquisition they've had recently on the guys' side is Keith Lee. I think Keith Lee, I generally believe that guy is a freaking, you know, superstar.
I'm going to ask you a question here.
Level, so
I'm going to slightly disagree with you here, and not necessarily disagree with you, but question something that you're saying, because what you're saying is that he's the biggest acquisition they've had recently. However, they haven't used him to that potential yet. Dan.
But is it because, coming back to what part of the question was about the limited TV time, and also the fact that, like, you know, Keith Lee was released suddenly. It wasn't like this was a thing that was expected. So there are long-term plans that are already in play that you can't just suddenly go tearing the book up, you know?
No, absolutely. I think the other thing we've got to remember, guys, is Ring of Honor
match is going a million miles straight away.
Of course it is.
And Jeff Hardy gets to kind of experience what it's like being... Jeff Hardy gets to kind of experience what it was like being in with himself.
Yes.
You know, several years ago.
Absolutely. Great question,
that was
Raymond.
solid. Look at the land again as they go to the replay.
Replay,
right?
Bang, yeah.
Like that is a
He's a missile, isn't he? He's a missile.
Like, he didn't go down. Jeff didn't go down to his side. Jeff falls down flat with Darby on top. Now, Darby is rolling, sure, but come on. Now, you know that Jeff would have been a massive inspiration for Darby. So you know Darby's going to kill himself to bring that match out of Jeff.
This up. Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. Sassy, vicious match. Loved it. Glad you enjoyed it, Sassy, and thank you for being there with us. And thank you for Dan being here with us. It was actually Dan that messaged me tonight saying, "Dude, this match is on. Should we hang out?" I was like,
"Well,
yeah."
It was literally a case of right. I was going to be watching Toni, and if I'm staying up this late, right, it'd be nice to stay up this late, with mates. Wrestling's always better when it's watched with friends.
Of course it is, man. And we love having you here, Dan. You know that, man. Vicious match. Loved it. That was a fantastic match. One of the best AEW women's matches I can remember in recent memories. Continue a feud with these two, please. I agree. I think there's a lot more we can see from them as well, Dan.
There is a lot more that they can see. Nice tiger roll. Over.
Oh, beautiful over the top. You're about 2 seconds ahead. And a clothesline. Jesus. 2 seconds.
1, 2. There we go.
Oh, wow. That was it was a great match. It was great. And they also built it as well. So that's another reason. You say one of the best women's matches I can remember. I thought the Kuroshida match and Serena Deeb match was really, really cracking as well. Like last week,
they had some great matches.
Yeah, as well as Rosa and Britt Baker, which was only a month ago, something like that.
Yeah,
I think the women's division is doing great. I think it's time to start highlighting them more. But again, TV time's limited, baby. Rallin says Tennis Sports gets a lot of money from NBA. Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah, we've read that one. Thank you. Jeremy with the super stickers. Thank you so much. I can't see him on this screen. Let me check my other screen. If I put up Jeremy's comment, Dan, it just says super sticker. What super stickers has Jeremy given me today? He's given me a load of Hungry Hippos Drowning. Thank you for the Hungry Hippos Drowning. And a lemon with love in her eyes. Thank you so much, Jeremy. I appreciate all the support on the channel. And I appreciate just having you here, man. Have you been watching Dynamite or are you at work, dude? Are you at Dynamite? Are you watching it or are you at work? Cracking matches tonight, actually, Jeremy. Really good show.
Yeah, this show's had a bit of everything.
It really has, yeah. That MJF segment was cracking. No, one cannot even purchase a ticket to go to a pro wrestling event until the age of 18. Thank you for that information, Rallin.
Well, no, what he's referring to there, I think, is the fact that I said that Toni, the first time she worked for me, was when she was 17.
Yeah.
Although at that point, although that was not an Eve show, that was an XWA show when she first worked for me. When she did eventually work for me under an Eve show, and her first match was against Millie McKenzie. Millie was actually only 17 years old, and I remember us and the girls joking. Millie's actually not old enough to be in the building, show. Technically. She's in the ring, but she can't watch it. Yeah.
So, quick question while we're going on this, while we're on this topic, then. Yeah. So your audience members was 18. Can you just explain to us why that was? Why did you want to have an 18+ audience when you don't mind the wrestlers being younger? Is that just your presentation?
Well, no, it's not that I don't mind the like now I'm very strict. Like I only made that allowance for Millie for the simple reason that everyone on the roster was like, get Millie. Okay. Now I'm, I wait until people are 18. It's like with Chantel Jordan. Jordan turned 18 just a couple of weeks after Wrestle Queendom. So it'd have been great to have her as a part of the Wrestle Queendom, Queen's Rumble. But at the same time, I'm very strict about that 18-year-old.
Why do you choose? I suppose my actual question was more about the audience. Why do you choose to have plus 18 events?
It's the style. It's the type of. I don't want to be, not that I think that you are limited in terms of like with a television show, especially when you've got as much content as WWE. But when you're a live event, I really believe that it's an experience, and it's important to me that every single Jesus Christ the size of that ladder. It's really important to me that it feels like it's an unreal experience when you're at a show, and I want to get that across with an Eve show. That's the reason why, in part, like, we have that spirit of Eve. That's the reason why the style of Eve is the style of Eve. You know, like, and that's part of the reason why it's an over 18 show. It's like going to a gig. It's a fun night out. It's the one wrestling show you can take your non-wrestling friends to and have them come away going, actually, that was fun. You know, it is, and there are not many that you can do that with.
No, thank you, Dan. I thought that'd be the answer. I just wanted to ask it, really.
Yeah, there's a mixture there of, like, you've got, like, some stuff from, like, in terms of, like, a product, but also from, you know.
No, don't do it, Jeff. No, don't do it.
Wrestling's also, like, not cool to most people. So you got to make it cool to me. You got to make it accessible for most people. You know. But not in a way that WWE believe that they're making it accessible.
Oh, what a rough landing. Sorry, go on.
No. That was it, really.
Yeah, perfect.
Oh, shit.
And of course, we knew Jeff wasn't taking that bump, but he'll send the young lad Darby up there to take it. Shit. Oh, no, he's going to do it.
That was...
Oh!
He didn't even break the chair, guys. Like, he didn't even break the chairs. That makes it, like, what the hell? How reinforced are those chairs? Oh, Jesus Christ.
No.
I wish I could explain just how much that would hurt. I wish. There are no words that will ever do the justice of how much that would have hurt just then.
Oh my God. Jess hurt, I think. Jess hurt from catching him.
He didn't really catch him, to be fair, though.
All right, catching a bit of him.
Like, he leant up to try to be fair to Jeff, it worked because he didn't want to.
No.
I think it was Darby just didn't want to squish him. You know? Like,
oh my word, what is that man doing? Cool.
I mean, it couldn't have asked for in one way, you couldn't ask for a better landing. You know, but in other ways, like, there was just no.
And he's still going. He's still going. He's still alive, Dan. What the fuck? Jesus. Jericho carried the company in the beginning of AEW. Now he's promoting new guys by carrying them in his group. Absolutely. Oh.
Sick.
Darby took the coffin drop onto the apron. These guys are mental. I think it would have been great if Jazz had put Eddie and Santana Ortiz out of commission for a month or so. Yes, that could have been a story. In the meantime, Mox comes out and talks about his friendship with Eddie, and he's bringing a crew of pro wrestlers to take them out. Jeff, that would have been a really good way to carry on the Jericho stuff, but also get Blackpool Combat Club in. I completely agree, my dude. Completely agree. Great idea there, man. I didn't realize this would be as good as it is.
I mean, they went for. I mean, we said earlier, we spoke earlier about smoke and mirrors, but they're not doing. This ain't just smoke and mirrors. Like, this is them going hammer and tongs as well as using the gimmicks. Yeah. You know, like
a crew of pro.
I mean, like, this is the two. This is
no.
This is sick.
Don't do it.
No. Fuck me.
You can't keep doing this, Dan.
I mean, this has to be their last run.
Jesus Christ. Good job, lads.
Yeah.
Yeah, main event for sure. I would love to see AEW hold a stadium show. I think they can in the future. I think they can. I
agree. I think they already could have done.
Yeah,
I think they've massively undersold themselves, but the thing is, there may be a reason for it.
Yeah.
Again, we don't know. This is one of the things where people say, why don't they do this? It's like, well, I'm sure they've looked into it. I'm sure it could just be anything, even as far as them not having the coffin drop. One,
That's
two.
That's it.
1, 2.
Oh, kick out. Jeff Hardy with a cheeky roll up there.
Amazing. And no one wins or loses anything. Sorry, no one loses anything from that.
No.
Darby still comes out like, Darby. Jeff, like...
Well, it's
I
Jeff,
think
it's
that's
Jeff
right.
versus Adam Cole. It makes sense. Sting and Jeff Hardy in a ring together. Every time I see it. Cracking. Good job, Jeff. Good job, Darby. Well played. Yeah, I think they could do a stadium show. They could do a stadium show tomorrow if you put Kenny Omega and Okada on. Do it. Selling out a stadium. With a decent card, which they've got. I think AEW doing numbers that the network is happy with, not coming close to taking precedence over the NBA. Yes, but as long as the network's happy with what they're doing, then that's all that really matters, is it not?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. That is. A lot of people massively overthink it and whatnot, but...
I mean, they're paying a certain amount for it. They're getting numbers. I mean, in terms of people watching the product, they're getting more than the money than Fox is getting at the moment. So, how I'm trying to describe this is Fox are paying more per person that is watching the show than Turner is for AEW individuals that are watching the show.
I'm just putting the tweet out now, announcing that on June 18 and June 19, the final entrant into the She-1
is
Jamie Hayter.
What?
Yeah.
What? You've got a Jamie Hayter working with you?
Yeah.
Well, of course. I mean, you've worked with her before, but she's got a contract with AEW, Dan. You got a good...
doors and forbiddenness and all of that other stuff.
Forbidden Door is opening at Pro Wrestling Eve. Guys, go and like that bloody tweet. Share it out. Get it out there. Jamie Hayter is going to be back at Pro Wrestling Eve. That's amazing, Dan. What exclusive we've got right here. The Young Bucks are out as well. Cool.
Yeah.
So maybe they are just setting up Young Bucks and Hardys. They've got so much talent, haven't they? I'm interested to see what they do with Forbidden Door. I really am.
Keith Lee is me too.
I'm more interested in who they don't show, Dan.
Right, I know, right?
Because they've got everyone. So yeah, I think we're going to have a lot of big faction matches in that as well. A star wasted by WWE, a company that have no idea what to do with the talent they have. Oh, we've
got a little bit of extra stuff going on here on Fightful because they haven't turned it off yet. Oh, there it goes.
Do you know, dude? Have you seen the one where they started showing John Moxley rehearsing a promo backstage?
No,
mate. You just start singing "Space Oddity" by Bowie.
That's so Moxley.
That is so good. It was so funny. Yeah, that was very early on in AEW. I was laughing on stream. It was great. A star wasted, but absolutely, yeah, Keith Lee is a star, man. Absolute star. I agree. Darby is a young version of Jeff with all the risk taken. Absolutely. And, working with Jeff, hopefully he'll be able to give him some pointers on how to take risks and when to take risks. Although I don't know if Jeff can claim to be the best at doing that himself. Dan, do you put on shows all around the UK? Asked Dale.
Mainly just London.
Mainly London at the minute.
Yeah, it's just a real pain in the ass going to other places outside.
Yeah. But it is something.
And the thing is, in order to do this, we're a city show. That's what we are. We're a city show.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really work in the towns and whatnot.
You say you're a city show, mate.
It's a night out.
You're a city show with global talent.
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, you could do a week-long tour of this, but that's a different conversation. It's not really that type of company, though, is it? I kind of like the fact that Toni pulled a swerve on us with bringing out the Blackpool Combat Club and to even out the numbers with Eddie and Sana Ortiz. Yeah, Anthony, welcome to the stream, mate. Hope you're having a good day. Yeah, I enjoyed that. I see it coming. You're getting a lot of young people that Jericho's putting over at the moment in a big multi-man match at Double or Nothing. That's what you're getting, and I think that's cool. Good for them. We'll have to see who the stars are from their show, guys. Because we've got Dan here. If you've got any questions that you want to ask him directly, he will tell us if he don't want to answer anything. Please write them in chat.
Yeah, no, I'll answer.
Instead of bringing out the obvious with the rest of the members of LAX. Yes, absolutely. Oh my God, says Jeff. Yeah, you saw my reaction to it. There wasn't a bad match tonight. Overall, a 9 counting promos. Mate, it was absolutely banging. It was an absolutely banging show from start to finish, mate.
Trying to think of what are the other big, by the way, like wrestling news places online. I'm trying to think. I don't really know many. So I don't check any.
No, I don't. Fightful. Guys, write them in chat. Where do you get your wrestling news from? You can be market research.
Tell us where you get your wrestling news from.
Just write them as a list, guys. This should have been a pay-per-view and been Jeff Hardy's first match. Have you done what culture?
No.
There you go. This should have been on pay-per-view and been Jeff Hardy's first match. Interesting, Jeff. I mean, it would have been more impactful than what we've sort of seen so far. Yeah. That was insane, wasn't it? What an insane end to Dynamite.
Yeah.
Now that was a match of the night. It was different to other stuff, but I can kind of agree that that it got a lot of emotion out of me. What was your match of the night, Dan?
Yeah, I have to go with the final match.
Yeah,
to be honest with you, because it was a spectacle as well. I know it's the gimmick. I know it's the easy thing for us to go with, but there was something about it being those two, Jeff Hardy and Darby, and we were watching two generations. We were watching the Inspirer and the Inspired. And if inspiration was a currency, Jeff Hardy would be even wealthier than he already is. And I think that the fact that Toni Storm, it was mentioned during her commentary as well by Excalibur, but Jeff Hardy was also her inspiration. And I think that there is just so much that we can see in that, and I think that is one of the things that makes that match so special, and makes that match the match of the night and stand out to me.
And that's why Jeff says, that should have been on pay-per-view and been Jeff Hardy's first match. I mean, I get it. Raymond says they are the stadium because his dad owns Jacksonville Jaguars, so it could be something with legal issues, but they used the stadium before, so I'm thinking it's a matter of time. No, I don't even think it's legal. I think they could use it. I think they're choosing not to. They're choosing not to risk at the moment not selling out a stadium. I absolutely think they can in the future, but I think it's just about... I don't think they knew how well the Forbidden Door show was going to sell, because apparently it sold out within minutes, didn't it? It was a really quick seller. And I don't know...
I think they knew. It's just that for whatever reason, like on these bigger shows, they don't often, I think they underestimate, or like I say, there is a reason.
So. I think in the next few years we will see a stadium show. I think part of it as well, Raymond, is if you're going to start doing stadium shows and you start talking about WrestleMania level of spectacle, and what is your WrestleMania pay-per-view for AEW? What is your... I mean, you can easily say what the big four is because there's 4 pay-per-views a year, but which one do you want them all to be as special as each other, or do you want to have one that's more special than the other, or do you want to build it all up together so that your 4 shows are big stadium shows? Maybe that's the reason as well.
Mm-hmm.
At the minute, I don't feel like any of them are bigger than any of the others.
I mean, we know that one is supposed to be but they always feel big.
Are you talking about All In?
Yeah,
or All Out?
Is it All In, Double or Nothing? I can't remember. I know one of them is supposed to be.
Which
I can't remember
bigger?
Because they all come across.
I mean, people generally say Double or Nothing, I think, but then All Out last year had CM Punk's debut against Darby Allin. We're getting 4 massive shows a year, and so I think if they were to go to stadiums, they'd probably want to do all 4 shows at stadiums, and why the hell not?
Yeah, absolutely.
In my opinion, Raymond. that might be the best Dynamite in the last month. Yes, I agree. I think it was a really good one at the start. But I mean, mate, that was banging show from start to finish. Absolutely outstanding stuff. And so much variety of stuff. So much story, man. So much story, Dan.
Absolutely.
Raymond, exactly. But they only used it for one match and didn't go further than 20 yards down the field. Yeah, I mean that was when we was in the COVID era and they had access to the stadium. So it was a match in there, but they didn't actually have an audience. I think I guess the question was more about having an audience in a stadium show. I'd assume. Dale, can Dan get me a date with Janie? Can you put a good word in for Dale?
How much money you got, Dale?
There we go. The price is always right. There's a fellow on YouTube. His name's Dale. He's got a D as his profile pic. What do you reckon? How much to send that text, Dan? Everybody's got a price.
Yeah, it's got a price.
Dan, do you ever partner up with a promotion that Paige's mother and father run? No. Dan's first.
Paige did work. Paige was the first ever Eve champion.
First ever Eve champion was Paige, Anthony. You can see her cracking match. Did she? I'm remembering a match. Was it her and Nikki Cross?
That was the final of the Eve Championship tournament of the inaugural. Paige is the one and only match that Paige and Nikki Cross or Nikki Ash, whatever you want to call her, had. It's the only match the two ever had.
There you go. So if you want to check it out, go and search on Pro Wrestling Eve. The link is in the description, my dudes. For the first ever match against each other, Jeff and Darby really helped together. Really helped kill themselves. Yeah, no, they did. It was spectacle. It was well done spectacle as well. It was really cleverly built up stuff. Darby really sort of showing that respect to Jeff Hardy there, Dan.
I'm just talking to someone. Sorry.
That's okay, love. No, it's all good. Pro Wrestling Unlimited would be one place you could share your news, Dan.
Sorry?
Pro Wrestling Unlimited. That's from Anthony.
Oh, okay, cool.
There you go. Guys, if you're just joining us, we've got 11 people in. We're just giving some names of Dan. He's just announced that Jamie Hayter is fighting at Pro Wrestling Eve. You can find all the descriptions of that on the Twitter. Please go and share that tweet out. And obviously, we're just naming outlets that Dan can mention, so you can send it to him. So please let us know where you get your wrestling news from. It'd be awesome to hear from you. The TIA Bank Stadium is almost empty throughout the year. I don't think there would be legal trouble if Sadiq Khan owns the stadium. Yes, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Dan, who would be the one person you wish you could sign? Please.
There isn't one. I would want to work with all the people that I've worked with that are now going on and doing amazing things. Yeah. Because here's the thing, I know what they can do. And
is that something you miss, Dan? I know you've just got.
It's more along the lines. It's not that I mean, obviously, I miss my mates. We all miss. That's why I'm still right. I mean, look, that's why Jamie's back. Do you know what I mean? It's just like, I am. It's more along the lines of I know what they can do. It's not attacking their current employers. It's just more. There's more freedom. You know, and there's more an ability for expression.
An art form.
So so that's what, and it's lovely to see such amazing creatives, you know, be able to be as expressionate with their creativity as they like, and that's you know, and that was part of the magic of Eve, you know, and is part of the magic of Eve, you know.
100%.
You know, you look at here's the thing. It's like you look at the people that have come through, and Jetta said it in a speech that's on the Eve. Facebook and YouTube and all of that malarkey, right? And Twitter, you know, anyone has climbed through those green ropes, you know, and that is a thing that is important. You know, you look at it's not just your Toni Storms and your Jamie Hayters, it's your Nikki Ashes, your Pages, your Britt Bakers, your Command Bolshois, your Minami Toyotas, your Emi Sakuras, your Hikaru Shidas, you know, your Rihos, you know, like your Kaylee Rays, your Dewdrops. You know, like the fact that I could just keep going on and on and on,
and you could keep going on. I know you
I genuinely
a lot
could.
There. Yeah.
And And that's the thing. It's just like, and I know what they can do. You know, and that's the thing. I think the thing that I miss is, again, because, you know, some of them are still some of my closest mates, is I wish people realized how good some of them really are. And that's one of the things that kind of like, you see some of the things that people say, and sometimes it shouldn't get to me. So it doesn't always get to them, you know, but it shouldn't get to me. But because I know how good they are, I'm just like, you don't even know yet, bro. You don't even know.
No. What we've got to remember is there are limitations. There's TV time limitations. There's all these different limitations that companies put on people. And when I fell in love with Toni Storm as a wrestler, because I'd sort of seen her, the first time I'd seen her was on NXT UK, and I thought she did great stuff in NXT UK. But then when I watched the Pro Wrestling Eve stuff, I was like, wow, this is a veteran in the ring at such a young age. You know, that's when I started to understand it, and that was because of Pro Wrestling Eve. So do check out that link. I keep going on about Pro Wrestling Eve, guys. Just check out the link and watch some of it yourself, man.
Sorry, I'm talking to someone who you may have watched tonight, so that's
that's all good, my dude. You send it to the stream. I like Wrestle Talk, says Jeff Adams. Yeah, man, Wrestle Talk's a really good one. I'm sure Dan has Wrestle Talk on there.
Yeah, actually, Ollie attends the Eve shows. Ollie was at the Eve show that you were at.
Oh, was he? I didn't see Ollie.
Yeah. He was
I've seen him before. I've worked with him before with stuff I've done at my work. You know.
He lives like not far.
Does he?
Say that? Yeah.
But you didn't say who from me or you. So let's just leave it as that, because we're about 400 miles away. Even though it's partially run by the Jackson Sports Commission, I can't really see where there would be a problem. I don't think there would be. Dan, out of all your young mate, right? So Dan's even messaging Jamie Hayter or Toni Storm right now. Probably both. Probably in a little group chat, and we keep asking Dan questions. But that's what you're here for, Dan.
Mm-hmm.
Out of all of your young talent on your roster, who should I look out for that in the future WWE or AEW might sign to a major contract as a future for the women's division?
It's hard to say major contract, because the thing is like there's so much talent out there. I don't want to say anyone. I don't want to say anyone on a major contract. There's a lot of young talent out there. It'd be really difficult. Plus, it would probably cause me shit. If I was to actually say, because you got to remember, right? I know everyone.
No one's watching,
right? So I don't know. I wouldn't be able to. It'd be unfair of me to point out one when there are so many. And also, here's the other thing, right? And what a lot of people forget: not everyone wants to go abroad, or not everyone wants to go to America.
No.
Some people, like, you look at like the big, of course, it's Charlie Morgan. You know, there was someone that had the opportunity, and, you know, TakeOver was the exact same day as Eve, and she went with Eve. You know, it's like, would she have earned more money going and doing TakeOver? Yeah. But, like, it just, you know, she'd done some WWE stuff. It just wasn't for her at that time. Mm-hmm. Whether or not it'll be for her at that time in the future, I don't know. And she probably don't know. But it just, you know, there are so many, you know, great talents out there that just, and as I said, it's important, you know, like, to remember wrestling is a creative art. And if, you know, this place says to you, why don't you come and paint for us? Cool. Like, what kind of equipment have you got for me to paint with? Oh, we only use this equipment. Oh, I prefer to bring my own equipment and use this. Well, no, we use this. Well, that's us. Fuck them. You know, like that. It's the side that it doesn't work for me. And that's what it is. You know, it's just not everywhere is right for everyone. No. Just because there's a load of money there and so many of us grow up watching one specific promotion because it's on TV doesn't mean it's what everyone wants.
No, and that's what variety is, and that's, you know, and Pro Wrestling Eve is giving opportunities to these young performers to hone their crafting and giving them the creative freedom to be able to do that. And, you know, that's part of what I love about Pro Wrestling Eve. You know, seeing the development of them young performers into both the performers we have today, but also the performers we have of tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, I mean, from what I've seen of Eve, I'd say exactly the same. Like, you know, go just watch one of the shows, just watch one of the recent shows, and you are going to see talent that you will see on major promotions in the future, and sort of make your decision how close they are to that. You know, some will be closer to others, and some might not be. So that's your best bet, Anthony. Just search around the channel, my dude, and search for some of the older stuff because it's bloody amazing.
Yeah. Thank you.
Join Dan on one of his streams. Have you done any of them like streams where you're talking through it all the way through?
I accidentally did I accidentally did one on the last show that I did because there are issues that we had with the live stream.
I know. Yeah, you was mentioning that earlier, which sounds like a bloody nightmare. Maybe we can go into that another time.
So I accidentally did it, but like people said that they freaking loved it. So
really? Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Double or Nothing is the highest grossing show and is the highest grossing non-WrestleMania show. Is it? I didn't know that. I hadn't looked at them stats. Interesting. Thank you. You've got all the stats, Raylan. It's an interesting debate about the stadium shows and spectacle. I feel like AEW's core audience gravitates towards them because they like good wrestling and got tired of the empty spectacle with WWE. Interesting. Yeah, maybe that is a part of it, Dan. Maybe they are scaling back until they've got that. Like, what would you rather have? An audience of 20,000 people who are absolutely ravenous for it, or an audience of 40,000 people with 10,000 tickets that you have to give away?
It's and even then, it's not quite as. There's just so many elements, so many business elements that, like, you know, people on the outside just can't. And it's not their fault, you know. Like, it was just unless you've been there, you're not going to be able to comprehend it. So there's a lot of elements there to it that make up as to whether or not. I do think that they could do a big stadium show.
They could do, yeah, you know? Especially with the New Japan stuff, especially.
Yeah, I don't know if necessarily, because, you know, but like I think that there'd be enough people that it would. Even maybe not with that, they could do it if they had like that match. Do you know what I mean? And maybe with the stadium show they will. Maybe we'll get. Maybe with the New Japan Forbidden Door. I can't help but think to myself that if we was to get a big first, you know, but politically it'd be a nightmare. But like if we was to get a big rematch or a big first time match between the New Japan guy and say Kenny Omega or anything. I don't want to say a stadium. Maybe a stadium is pushing, but like, could they do 40, 50,000? What's their biggest pick so far? What's Arthur Ashe?
I don't know.
20,000?
I don't know.
But do I think they could do more and do like 40,000 in the right place? Like if they're in like New York or, you know, whatever. Do I think they could do that? Yeah, I do. I really do.
Well, Arthur Ashe wasn't just the pay-per-view though. It was the Dynamite as well, wasn't it?
It was just a Dynamite.
Yeah,
it wasn't even a pay-per-view.
Well. Yeah,
it was just a Dynamite. Yeah. But it was the Dynamite, you know, if I remember correctly. It was one of the Dynamites. So
Daniel Bryanson speaks or something like that. Dale is laughing. I don't think he can afford that money for the text. However, if you do, check the super chat options. They are available to you right here on Gimme a Whole Year, and Dan will happily send that text. Dan, how much do we want for a super chat for that text?
5.
It's not 5. It's
100. 0.
Dan, thank you, mate. That was a lovely donation of you, from you.
There you go, Dale. That's your number.
Dale says, Dan, have you met Becky? I don't know this.
I've never met Becky. I've spoken to her. So she was scheduled to work a show for me in 2007. I want to say it was.
Was that?
Of course, she was training at NWA Hammerlock in Ireland, and NWA Hammerlock. Sorry, and no, this is when I was running another all-women's promotion, but work under another American brand's name. But it was all me, except for them doing some online stuff. Okay. She just went through some. It was at a time when she went through difficult times, and she like basically ended up quitting the business. So she ended up not doing the show.
Right.
And we ended up speaking about, and I didn't speak to her for ages. Like I actually found out through a mutual contacted me and basically was just like, she's in a bad place. She ain't going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I found out. Mm-hmm. And I'll be honest with you, I was hot about it, but like, because I wasn't told that she wasn't in a good place at the time. And so like, it was one of those things I kind of like wish I'd handled a bit differently and was a bit mature. But it's just my age at the time. Like I've been in the business since I was 17 years old. You know, like I've been in the business, you know, more than half my age, more than half my life. And then we hooked up and started speaking again a few years later, and it was all cool. And it was just one of those ones where it's like, if it, you know, I think she was starting to dip her toe in the water for wrestling again. And it was like, you know, if it feels right and you're over here at the time, because she was working as an air hostess or as an air steward or whatever the job is called. So she was flying all the time. So she was often, like at one point, as part of the reason why she was always in Chicago, she ended up, if I remember correctly, having a place in Chicago, hence why she did Shimmer there. And but yeah, it was just one of the things where like, if it works out, you know, let's do it. And we're both like, cool. But not only did it work out for her, it worked out better than I think anyone. And I still believe that, you know, right now she is the biggest. I look at her and I'm just like, how is she not the biggest star? Like genuinely, because I think she should be. Like, how do you not present this person? Like, you see that entrance at WrestleMania. Yeah, how do you not just look at that and just think to yourself, my God, that is a star far beyond just the world of wrestling?
Yeah, well, I certainly think there's not anyone in the women's wrestling scene at the minute that can hold that candle to her at the minute. The presentation of has been outstanding. And she's doing great work herself, and it seems like a lot of it is coming from us as well. So good job, Becky Lynch. Good wrestling fills seats, says Allin. It certainly does. Pay up front. You can send a text, but can't guarantee results. Pay up front for... Sorry, I'm lost. The stadium show. Yes, yeah, definitely. Dale says, have you? I think we answered that. Jeff says, I agree. I think they could fill a stadium with a monster card, but don't lean on spectacle to try and make it bigger. Interesting, but the thing is, as soon as you put it in a stadium, it even in the space it is, makes it more of a spectacle. You have to start thinking about how you are lighting the audience, how you are presenting that place in a different way. You know, Tony Khan, from a recent tweet, has actually just been talking about lighting the audience, because someone had commented that it didn't work at this point, and how it should go back to what the earlier presentation of AEW was, which Tony Khan responded to. And I think he is constantly thinking about the presentation, and sometimes some things don't work as well as other times, and it's not necessarily what people want, and that's all part of research and negotiation and figuring out what works. Dude is with us. How you doing? Lovely to see you, man. Thanks for joining us again, mate. Dan, before they signed with WWE, did you ever work with Tegan Nox and Dakota Kai? I know one of them is a definite yes. I don't know about
Tegan Nox is a yes. Dakota Kai is a no.
That's the one. Yeah, that's exactly what I thought. You worked with Tegan Nox quite a lot, though.
A few times. She signed and ended up going over to... So, like, we started running more regular. So she was working for us, like, 2015, 16, 17, and then she signed for WWE in 2017.
So that's a lot of years. And, I mean, she was...
Yeah, but I wasn't running as regularly at that point. I really started running... you know, Eve really hit the ground from, like, November 2016. And then it was really then from like July 2017 that we were off to the races, and you know, so it wasn't as many. But I mean, she'd done some really cool matches for us. Like I remember having one of the matches that
Kelly
she did.
Ray.
Sorry,
Kelly
Ray,
yeah,
that's right.
In a like a small of a sports hall venue with
curtains. It was in the Hackney Baths in Hackney in London.
Hackney Baths, that's it. Yeah.
So the what was called
cracking match.
Center. Yeah, incredible. Yeah, they literally put their head through the wall.
Yeah.
Much to their own surprise.
Yeah. And your surprise and frustration. Why have you broken the venue?
Yeah, much to my chagrin. So you know, so yeah, like you know, so we did like Tegan Nox and Kaylee Ray, Tegan Nox, Emi Sakura, and I want to say Erin Angel against Meiko Satomura, Shana and Nina Samuels. Kaylee Ray versus Alex Windsor versus Tegan Nox. We did some, cool stuff. I think I had probably with Kaylee Ray the most because the two just had incredible
chemistry.
Yeah, I think there was another show I did where it was a 3-way with Rhea, Tegan Nox, and Kaylee Ray. So yeah,
nice, Rhea O'Reilly. That'll be great. People don't go to an event simply for spectacle; otherwise, it'd just be like WWE. Yes, absolutely. Well, I mean that seems to be what AEW are aiming for a more wrestling presentation.
Yeah.
I think that's why wrestlers wanting to sign with AEW, they have more freedom for storylines. More freedom for storylines. Yes, I think they have creative outlets. I think the boss listens to them. I guess the issue starts to become, where's the space for me on this show?
They have a lot of freedom there, as I understand it. But I mean, there's nothing new in what I'm saying. We've all read that online. We've all seen everyone say it's the best place they've ever worked.
Yeah.
So,
so people are happy and it'll continue going strong, hopefully.
I think it's important that you do allow talent to have a voice.
You do it.
I'm not a television program. No. It's harder. This is the thing, though. It's going to be hard for them to have that size roster and try to, sign everyone and give everyone TV time. It's not going to be easy.
And keep everyone happy as well. I mean, there are.
And that's the thing. Morale is so important. Like it generally is. It's to me, the morale in the locker room is the most important thing. You want your people to be happy because you want them to enjoy it. What's the point in you're destroying your body? Do you want to hate going to work and then destroy your body? You want everyone to be happy in what they're doing because it's going to hurt and tomorrow morning's going to suck.
Yeah. Next question is Dan, who is the most underrated person you've ever worked with that nobody gives a lot of respect to, and even though they've won championships in major companies?
If they've won championships in major companies.
Yeah.
I mean, you go first because you were going to say something.
There was a couple of levels to that question, isn't it? Well, when you said underrated, I think I would assume you'd say either Charlie Morgan, who hadn't had sort of. But
the part there is then who have gone on to win
major championships. I know, and the other one is Laura Di Matteo, who is outstanding and doing fantastic work at the minute.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of people that haven't gone on, I can tell you the person that I get the most requests for people to work is Emerson Jane. Okay. Everyone wants to work Emerson Jane, and everyone that works Emerson Jane and ends up saying that their best matches are with Emerson Jane.
Right.
Emerson literally is like the you want to talk about your best bout machines. It's Emerson Jane. In terms of people that have then gone on to win championships in major companies, Emi hasn't won any, because Emi Sakura is ridiculously good, but she ain't won. She's won major championships in Japan, but I'm assuming you mean America. In which case, it's Nikki, isn't it?
It's Nikki Ash, yeah.
I know how good Nikki is.
I've seen how good she is.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think people.
I don't think the presentation.
I think if you've seen some of Nikki's stuff in NXT. Like you saw a match with Asuka.
Yeah, it was really good match. Yeah.
I think you realize just like what Asuka, but also just realize how great of a performer. Let's take away and move away the wrestling and just look at Nikki from a performer. She's great. You look at
even in WWE, Sanity to the Alexa Bliss best friend type thing to Nikki Ash, and really being able to sort of commit to those characters and bring a lot, especially to Sanity, man. I mean, that was a fantastic character.
She was outstanding as Sanity, absolutely. And the thing is, to know Nikki is to know that she's not like any of these things.
No.
To be able to play these things the way she did is tremendous.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. We'll take a couple more of your questions and then we are going to shoot. It's almost like the Super Bowl. It's basically purely spectacle now. Super Bowl is a perfect example. Absolutely. The company that I was thinking of, that Paige's parents one is called Bellatrix Female Wrestling. Do you ever work with them, Dan? I think you already answered that. It's a negative. Jeff,
And
random
that won't
thought.
change.
No, there we go. With how much Jade has been pushed and her TV time, the TBS title kind of feels more important than the main women's title.
I disagree, but I think they both feel important in different ways.
I get what you're saying though, in terms of like at the
Yeah,
moment.
The thing that you know what it is. It's hard when you're champion as a babyface. Right? Because it's hard to be a babyface in 2022. You know, and it just is. It's been hard for numerous years.
Yeah.
When you got a heel, especially a heel that looks as incredible as Jade Cargill, it's very easy to give that person TV time and to have the kind of story that they've got going with Jade Cargill. And basically, you know, it's almost a who's next thing, you know.
And also in a company like AEW as well, it's not just an easy cheering babyface sort of company as well. We like heels.
Yeah, exactly. So it's very, you know, it's very difficult, you know, to do that. So like, especially when you've got the other thing is you don't want to be repeating your stories. So they've got babyface champion in Hangman Page. And babyface, you know, AEW Women's Champion in Thunder Rosa. Who's got the TNT title?
Scorpio Sky at the minute.
Scorpio Sky, who's a babyface. Who's got the tag team championships?
Jurassic Express,
who are babyfaces. So, what situation you are in? The same situation of babyface champions, heel challengers,
and you need to be able to tell different stories with all.
You need to be able to tell different stories, and that's very, very difficult. Whereas with Jade, you've got a heel champion, and you've got babyface challengers, which is the easiest story to tell.
Yeah, interesting.
Far
I've
easier.
Never thought of it like that. I didn't realize we had so many babyface champions within AEW right now.
Exactly, and so it's very, very difficult, you know, to be telling the same, you know, to tell different stories with, you know, 4 sets of babyface champions, heel challengers.
Interesting, man, and I've really not thought of it like that. And I do feel Thunder's. We haven't seen what Thunder's reign can be. It's not even really started yet. I think it's going to start after this pay-per-view when we get an incredible match with Serena Deeb, which we will get. I feel like the Nyla Rose and going to that kind of feels like retreading previous ground by this point. It feels like every champion that comes then faces Nyla Rose, and I'm fine with that. But at the same time, it doesn't feel like it's moving on that championship story anymore. It just feels like it almost feels like a sort of stopgap between when she moves on to the next sort of stuff. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Not meaning to be rude to any of the performers. That's just my opinion. Obviously.
No, but I know what you mean. It's a bit like whenever there was a new babyface champion suddenly in WWE. Kane was usually the first person that would challenge, and it was just it was always that difficult first championship defense. It's one of the reasons why in Eve, you know, the title has changed hands numerous times on a first title defense. You know, number one is that's the reason, because I want people to believe in every title defense, not just, you know, once they've been champion for a year. All right, it's about time they lost the title now.
Yeah.
You know, I want people to believe that every title match is
important.
Is important, exactly. And the other thing is, it's like if you know, the story of wrestling is that you're watching a sport. We all know we're not watching a sport. We all know we're watching a show. But the story is that it's a sport. That's what we're watching. Just like if you ever watched Dream Team years ago, you wasn't watching actual football, or if you was watching a story about a football team that featured some football. Same if you watch like the Gridiron Gang movie with The Rock. You know, you're not watching American football. You're watching a film about teams in American football.
Yep.
Or that use that as the backdrop, I should say. The
Yep.
same thing is with us. Wrestling, the sport of wrestling is used as the backdrop for the stories that we tell with these characters. I completely forgot where the fuck I was going with that, to be honest.
Talking about champions losing championships at various times.
Oh, yeah. So it's just like when you look at UFC, and, you know, we have seen numerous times champions lose the titles on their first defense.
Yeah.
Because it's real.
Yeah.
So therefore, champions will lose. There is no...
It's the best person on the night.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's super important to remember.
It is,
you know?
it is, and it's difficult as well because at the same time you want to build to them big moments. And that's the sort of expected thing that we've seen from these bigger companies with it. But you're right, there is the need for them special moments as well. You know, I also don't think it helped Thunder Rosa potentially winning it outside of the pay-per-view as well. While it made sense in terms of the show, I don't know if as many people were talking about that Dynamite episode as there would have been at the pay-per-view either. So there's something interesting in that as well, I think.
Yeah.
That can be the problem. Every promotion should define its primary and secondary titles and treat them as such.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that at all. And I think it's something that we're all kind of guilty. Yeah.
To me,
I wouldn't. Oh, sorry. I wouldn't define. Sorry, I've misread the question. Define its primary and secondary titles and treat it as such. So, no to the idea of secondary title. I was reading it just as define its titles.
Right. Yeah, they should define its titles.
Differentiate its titles.
But the titles are just a prop as well.
The titles are a prop
story.
In the story of what we're seeing. Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, it's, you know, they mean something and they also don't mean something. They mean something in the fact that they are the equivalent of if you're an actor and now you're starring in a play that your name is the headline on. That's what getting that title means, because as champion, you're now the headline act or one of the headline acts.
Yeah.
You need someone to play the opposite against you. You always need a minimum of two headliners.
Of course, yeah.
So if you've got that title, that's what you've got the equivalent of. But it is also sometimes just a prop to help get from to get from A to C, and the prop is part B that gets people. Because, you know, with no disrespect to Leon Ruff, that wasn't like a proper epic championship reign or anything that he had with that NXT North American title or anything. It was a prop to tell a story of an underdog overcoming some things and a cocky heel. Yeah, the title was used as a prop to tell this story. It was not a, you know.
And there's certain times where it's important to have that prop as part of the story. A great example of that would be Jericho and Kevin Owens. When it wasn't used as a prop in that story, it was taken off and put on the Goldberg and Brock Lesnar, I think, that year. Whereas actually their story required that prop. That was important and it was integral, really, to the telling of that story. And once it was taken out of that, it actually lessened the impact of that match, which was one of the best builds for that WrestleMania.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd say necessarily that 100% needed it, but it absolutely would have added to it. You know, greatly. You know, that I can say. I still, like with the Kevin Owens Jericho thing, I still think for me I remember the raising of the clipboard and it's saying the list. Do you know what I mean? And I was just like, oh man, that's so good.
Yeah, it's great. It's great.
Imagine if it did have the title attached to it. You know,
and the problem is it was put on the match that was the big spectacle match. It absolutely didn't need the title involved in it. We'll do some quick fire questions because I know you want to go to sleep. Anthony says, are any of your current champions in the companies in the UK like ICW or Bellatrix Female Wrestling?
I don't watch other promotions.
There we go. What is your biggest venue you've ever done at pay-per-view, Dan?
If you mean pay-per-view is a very hard one because the pay-per-view doesn't really exist in the UK the same way as it does elsewhere, and it hasn't.
What's the biggest venue you've ever done?
So if it's just as Eve, it's York Hall. If it's not just Eve, then it'd be Coventry Skydome, 3,500.
3,500. That's a fucking lot for a wrestling show in the UK, guys. That's a hell of a lot. I work
Not
at a
all
venue.
on me. It's not. I can't take all the credit on that. There was other people, but I was heavily
involved in that.
You're heavily involved in the promoting of that.
Dan, is your current women's champion holding championships in other promotions?
You just asked that one.
Sorry.
Quick
fire questions that are exactly the same. There are plenty of smaller baseball stadiums that they could use to kickstart that venture if they wish to do that. Arthur Ashe seats 23. Yes, and AEW have played Arthur Ashe Stadium as well. Dan, what's for you? What is harder to book, a badass babyface champion or a snarky heel champion?
Two different stories, so it doesn't quite work that way.
There we go. Anthony's getting his money's worth here. Honestly, I think eventually they're gonna turn Adam Page into bad guy because I feel his character fits better as bad guy. I don't see it. I see him as a tweener, but we'll see. Okay, has there ever been a female faction that was best of all time?
None stand out to me.
No.
As necessarily as a best of all time, only because has there been some good ones and whatnot? Yeah, but because there hasn't been many, it's a bit to say this is the best of all time because it's just it's out of such a short few, such a short few that it's not really fair to combine. If in 10 years' time we've suddenly had an extra 50 factions suddenly have appeared and disappeared and whatnot, then you'd be like, oh, we can do what's the best faction, but you don't really get women's factions as such because most people won't invest in women's wrestling, and that's multiple women.
They should, as we've seen this evening. Guys, thank you so much for watching. The links down below are to Pro Wrestling Eve. If you want to find out a bit more about Dan, Mercedes Martinez was talking about him on AEW's Unrestricted podcast that came out last week. Absolutely excellent episode, and I suggest that if you want to learn more about women's wrestling, she talks a lot about the work that she's done during her time as a performer, and hopefully the future as Ring of Honor champion as well. So check out all the links below. If you enjoyed the video,
she's the current Ring of Honor women's champion,
yeah, of course,
and deservedly so.
100%. We also have we got loads of videos. Check them out. Dom's doing a load of interviews. I hadn't even mentioned this once during the stream until now. Malachi Black interview coming out in a few days on the channel. It's also up at Soundsphere magazine, as well as a Brody King interview, as well as some Control Your Narrative interviews. So, guys, this is the place to get wrestling interviews now, apparently, as well. So, if you fancy any of them, if you want to hear a bit of insight from... Yeah, he's absolutely smashing it. So check that out, and you can see the full interviews over on Soundsphere magazine as well. A lot of Malachi Black talking about music. Guys, it's been wonderful having you all here. Thank you so much for joining me. Happy birthday, Sassy. Good morning, Michael, who's watching this in the morning. You all rock. I'll see you later. Until next time, we will count down from 5 and then go, oh, yeah. Thanks for joining me, Dan.
Thanks for having us, dude.
No, it's been great. Hang on. Thanks so much for joining us. Until next time. I'm trying something different. 5.
It fits the t-shirt.
4.
Got the tie-dye going on with this as well.
3. 2. 1. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That didn't work.
No.
Hello, yes, Danhausen here. Very nice, very evil. Thank you for watching the Gimme a Hall Yeah podcast. And I hope everyone in Yorkshire and beyond is having a great day, Hausen. Yes, enjoy it and love that Danhausen.